Yeah.
Have you guys seen Collateral Damage 2002?
With Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, Andrew Davis, Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
I've seen
No,
I saw Collateral
I don't
Damage
know.
in 2002.
That's not.
If
the
I would
movie?
have seen it, I would have seen it in 2002.
Was that not the movie? we were
I
supposed
watched
to watch?
Collateral Beauty with Will Smith and Edward
that looked
Norton,
like a snooze
and-
fest.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that. Just kidding.
The Dame.
I just
There's
watched
another
the
regular
regular
movie.
Collateral.
There's another movie called Collateral with
Kate Winslet.
or Emma Watson.
There's like a Netflix series with Carey Mulligan called Collateral.
Does she
I just saw
look like
that today,
Emma
and I'm like, oh, I
Watson?
might want to check this out. Kind of. They're both British.
Stan.
None of those
And
are the movies
young
that we
ladies.
watched today, though. None of that was the shit we watched today.
No.
Okay, well.
Did you guys watch all that and not this?
I watched the miniseries Collateral. I watched Collateral Beauty with Will Smith
And
and
Collateral
Kate
Damage?
Winslet.
Collateral Damage
and then
with
I
Arnold
have.
Schwarzenegger and John Turturro.
I get around to that one.
Did you happen to watch Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx?
Yeah,
That's the movie we're talking about.
I watched that one.
All right, I watched that one.
The
too.
Michael Mann joint.
Which that is this the best Michael Mann movie to watch?
Well, we've all seen Heat. We've all seen
I know we should have done Heat.
Last of the
He's
Mohicans.
so good though.
Heat's
but we've
it-
seen-
this made me want to watch Heat again. I haven't seen
Dude,
Heat in a
Guys,
while.
this is just as good as its own way. Are the both characters as good? No, but I think that Tom Cruise's character is just as good as those characters.
There's
This could have been a B
8
plot in
characters
Heat.
in Heat that are better than all the characters in this movie.
I mean, I think you just like the acting in those movies better. You just like the fact that it's Pacino and De Niro. That's what it is.
De
Don't get me
Niro
wrong.
and Kilmer.
He's one of the best movies ever made. But we've all seen it. Like if we're
I
not
could rewatch
playing
it.
by the rules,
I could
you
give
know
it a
what I mean?
rewatch.
Should we stop
I've
this?
seen-
I mean,
go watch
we
it
all,
real
we all
quick?
saw this, but I didn't see this since it was literally in theaters. 18
The
years
end of
ago, so
Heat
that
when
was
they're
the-
holding
That was the
hands.
fair thing.
I cry
Yeah,
every
dude.
time.
Fun fact, in researching this movie, watching the making of this movie, which I hope you guys watched that thing I sent you, it was pretty informative. I watched the Heat version of the making too, and I was just like, damn, this
No,
movie
that's
is
all.
so
It
good.
just made me want to watch Heat.
Yeah, he's great. But have you guys seen his other movies? Like Last of the Mohicans is great. The Insider's great.
Manhunter.
Fucking Ali, Manhunter, Thief, Ali. The only two
Ali.
movies that he made that I didn't like were Miami Vice and Black Cat. Even the movie he made with Johnny Depp, where he plays Don Dillinger, is pretty great. That's a pretty great movie.
Black Mass.
Did he Public Enemy?
Public Enemy, yeah, that was.
Oh, I forgot Man
that
did have
too.
Public Enemy. I
Yeah,
did,
that
I
was a
did
good
see
one.
that. Yeah.
P-
Yeah, he's
This
done
is
a lot of
this
good
is
shit.
this is his digital camera close up, super close to your face era, which I actually
don't really
love.
know if I
but
liked that.
I'm pretty into that.
I didn't like it.
TF.
You didn't
Seemed
like
like
it?
they were just fucking with
So you
like
didn't
new
like this
technology to be cool.
Silver Fox, Tom
No,
Cruise
just
coming in.
the digital cuts. I don't know. They just seemed jarring to me, and it just felt weird at times. Where I just wish they would have just stuck with their
We
because
are
it just
talking
was like
about
I think
random.
he was going for
Collateral.
that. I think he's
Collateral,
going for
yes.
that.
Just to be clear,
Did you do the making me this week on making me watch? Did you do the thing?
this week on Making Me Watch, we are watching Collateral, 2000.
You said that. You said that terribly.
by
So-
You didn't even say
Michael-
movies.
The movie you're making me watch today is Collateral, 2004 by Michael Mann. Two ends, starring Jason Statham and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Facts.
They were in there.
They were in there. So was Peter Berg and fucking the dude who plays Hulk now. They were in there.
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
I was like,
Yo,
I
Ruffalo's
remember
the
this movie,
man.
and yeah, Ruffalo's cool. I
Ruffalo's
thought
the man.
Statham would have more shit. When I saw Statham, I forgot he was in this, and I got excited for more Statham, and then there was just no more Statham.
This was
You were hard
pre
for
Jason
Statham.
Statham era. This is before
got-
Jason
got
Statham was
excited.
Jason Statham.
This is the.
This is after
was-
Transporter, I think.
I bet. No, I think this was
Mhm.
before
I
Transporter.
think this is right before. I think this is like when that Guy Ritchie movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. No, that was definitely
Maybe
way
you're
before. That
right.
was like
Maybe
98.
Transporter was earlier.
Maybe it was. Maybe you're right.
Because that character almost seemed like he was
He
the
could be the
transporter. guy, 'cause He was just
Transporter
handing
was
off a
2002.
package.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay,
this was.
so this was.
This
Some
was.
people
This was.
say- some
Was
people
this?
might
Was
say
this
that.
the Was this the transformer?
Some people might say that.
Transporter.
I mean, it makes sense. I feel like the transporter would hang
That's
out
the
with Tom
character.
Cruise's character. They're kind
That's
of
the
both
character.
crazy
And he
motherfuckers.
It was
just gives him
transporter
a
character
package.
cameo.
Maybe he
Yeah.
transported
Yeah,
that
that's what it was.
package. I mean, he certainly transported that
Yeah.
package ambulatorially from point A to
Yeah.
point B.
What I liked about this movie
Enjoy
is
Los
what Michael
Angeles.
Mann also did in Heat, which he did in this, was that he took a city that everyone knows pretty well, and he kind of like shows it in a very, very, let's say, like visually stunningly new way, but tells it in a way that you're like, damn, like
It's
this is
a
a really
great
cool way
LA
to show
movie.
this city. Exactly. So was Heat. You know what I mean? Great LA movie
Yeah.
in a different way. It was 90s LA on film. And this is fucking mid 2000s LA with like crazy lighting and fucking weird ass angles and fucking
nighttime
cool
aerial
shit.
shots.
A lot of
or-
night
yeah,
stuff.
Lots of those.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
It was the whole movie was at night. It was one night.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you have to do. I mean, you because I think that was one of the reasons they shot digital, is so that they could
Yeah, so they
shoot
see
night
shit at
shit,
night.
Yeah.
see what's going
Yeah,
on.
So it was like the exteriors, but it was still some of it was film, was it not?
I
thought
don't
a
know.
lot-
I think
I
it was
thought
all
he
digital.
said-
most.
said
I thought
like-
most of it was
He
film.
said like
but then
90% was shot. What they called it HD.
He was
They shot
basically
on the
just.
Viper camera, the Sony Viper, which I had never heard of before.
Well, you guys have seen the
Viper's a
movie The
color.
Room, right? The great movie The Room.
The Room, yes.
Yeah, they just lined up a film and a digital next to each other. You know that you see this in the making of movie that James Franco movie.
That movie.
This is maybe how they shot
R.I.P.
this.
James Franco.
Yeah.
I don't think they did that, Jake.
I don't know. That's how I
No,
thought.
I'm
that
pretty
they
sure
did.
they shot this on digital, a camera called the Sony Viper, which is one of like the first incarnations of a digital camera to be used professionally. Besides
Okay.
for the F900 that George Lucas used.
Okay.
Michael Mann adopted the
Nice.
digital look for a while. He made this movie. He made Miami Vice, and he made Collateral. Public Enemies all the same way. Public Enemies is shot just like this with those close-ups and shit. But like he never used to
Facts.
do that. His old movies were very, very classic. You know what I mean? Like Heat and
Yeah,
Insider.
it
I
was
think Ali was kind of like this too. Actually, I think Ali shot like this too.
Yeah, Ali had that like.
that was
weird-
Emmanuel Lubezki though.
that
That was
look.
DP by Chivo
Yeah.
Lubezki.
Who did this one?
Dion Beebe, some British dude.
Never heard of him.
Dion
Yeah.
Dweeb.
The thing about Michael Mann is Michael Mann's like a true auteur in that like this is his movie. Like everything about this, he's picking the angles, he's picking the shots, he's
He
doing all
picked
that
the
shit.
city.
Like,
This was
he's-
originally supposed to be in New York.
I heard it was
Okay.
Chicago. Was it New York?
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw New
I
York
heard it
and
was
it made
Miami.
It was another city somewhere in the United
It
States.
makes sense because New York it is like that's where you had cabs, like jump in a
Yeah, it's
cabbie,
cabs,
use
yeah,
like
for
thing,
sure.
and I don't know, but that's what made sense to me. But once Michael Mann signed on, then it became a love letter to
LA doing.
Los Angeles. I
'Cause
think
he
it
was
great.
very much
He
like
could be
that too. Yeah, that's why it reminded me of Heat so much because it was like very
hot.
LA centric. Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like this could be like a cool Tony Scott movie.
It'd be
Yeah.
much more stylized if it was a Tony Scott movie. There'd be a lot more frenetic editing, that's for sure.
Like,
I mean, there
wow,
was
this
some in
pretty-
this. There
I think,
definitely had a good
frantic.
amount in that.
I think it's
Yeah.
very frantic.
That's what I meant to
and
say, frantic. I
frenetic.
didn't meant to say
I-
frenetic. I'm an
Yeah, where
idiot.
sometimes it like felt unnecessary because it almost it distracted me, like where I was like into the story, but then suddenly I'm like, oh, paying attention to the shot. Like I'd rather
Yeah.
just be like, it was
Very
yeah,
like
sometimes jarring.
running
Maybe
around
purposefully
with,
at the
with
time.
Ruffalo. Certainly purposefully,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah, when
was-
like things got chaotic, it became more like handheld, more shaky and shit like that. When
For
like,
sure.
you know, most like the just
For sure.
conversations were all just lock offs and stuff.
I mean, I think visually this movie's pretty great. I think this is a pretty cool movie. Like, would I personally choose shots that he chose? Probably not, but I still respect him and think he did a great job with the characters. I thought some of the shots on Tom Cruise, those close-ups, were pretty epic.
Yeah.
I think this is also like top 3 or 4 Tom Cruise roles.
I think the Tom Cruise character is what saved this movie for me. Like his character was so interesting.
Character was awesome.
The movie itself, I thought, had some
Yeah,
issues, but
the
overall,
the whole Jada
liked-
Pinkett
mostly
part was
liked it.
boring as fuck until Tom Cruise gets
that was
in there.
such a Californian conversation. It's like, why don't you take Slauson up to the La Brea and then take La Brea to 6th Street and then that'll land you to downtown.
Well, I mean, the guy's driving a cab, so what conversations are they going to have?
It's just
It
fun.
makes total
I
sense for that
know
to
it's
be
just
in
funny
that
because that's such a
situation.
Los Angeles conversation. Like everyone
Sure.
fucking Los Angeles.
Sure.
I mean, of course,
Because
sure.
there's
It's
a
Well,
funny
listen,
with the
listen,
cab, but
there's
it's-
a
that's how it
bunch of-
starts off. Was just
There's
funny.
a bunch of different ways you can set the Jada Pinkett character because you got to set her up somehow because she's the person who's going after in the end, obviously. So you're talking about a movie about a
She
fucking
sucks.
cab. You got to
Yeah.
set it up in the cab. Like, what the other fucking way you can do? Is he going to be filling his gas tank and then he talk outside of the cab? The fuck other way you gonna
That's
do
a
this?
great idea.
You're
And
right.
then-
No,
and
you're
then, like,
right.
something catches on
was a
fire, and
funny
then they both got to
conversation.
put it out. And then she's like, "Hey, thanks for helping me put out the fire." And gives him the
I'm a
card.
lawyer. Anything happens with
Yeah,
this,
we're gonna
call
sue
me.
this fucking place.
It was just a funny, very LA conversation.
That would have been
Yo,
an
Tony
amazing
Scott, or not
beginning.
Tony Scott. Yo, what's his Statham, Michael Mann. You got redo this. Director's cut.
That
And then you got the
What the fuck just happened? You have a brain aneurysm for 10 seconds or what? You can get Michael Mann, Tony Scott, Jason Statham do this. What the fuck?
stroked.
All right, so I guess we should talk about what this is then.
Yeah. The movie opens up with Jason Statham and Tom Cruise in an airport, and then Jada Pinkett and Jamie Foxx in a cab. Go.
Yeah. Well, it shows.
Go.
It opens up with Tom Cruise at an airport, bumps into this dude played by Jason Statham. They're both dressed like fucking studs. They both look like they fuck. These guys fuck for sure.
They're just like how you imagine like De Niro and Heat would dress.
100. They wear suits. That's how
Or
they.
like
You're
the
right. You know what?
transporter.
They both wear gray
thing.
suits and they look great.
Yeah. Damn, dude. I watched that making of the Heat thing and I was like, God damn, this movie's so good.
I'm probably gonna watch Heat fucking today or
It's so
something.
We should
good.
watch Heat.
I have the 40th anniversary edition, which is pretty good. It's like 10 minutes longer with some scenes they cut out. It's pretty great. Anyway, back to Collateral. They exchange a briefcase and Tom Cruise is looking like straight up just like good. I mean, he's Silver Fox in it, looking like he's banging bitches, breaking necks, doing whatever you need him to do. Getting
B's and
paid.
B's and B and N's.
A grizzled Tom
I
Cruise.
don't know what
not
ends
not,
is, but
not
yeah.
your typical like smiley, clean cut Tom Cruise.
It's
This is
Tom
like the
Cruise.
grizzled,
It's
gray,
fucking Tom
haggard
Yeah,
Cruise.
but
Cruise.
dude,
Doesn't matter
Tom
what he
Cruise
looks
don't play
like.
roles like
It's
this.
true.
Tom Cruise don't play roles like
What do you
this.
mean
This
he
is-
they
this
don't
is
play
a
no
different
roles
role
like
for him.
this?
His personality is still Tom Cruise,
He
like
did
that, like
play a
kind of
role like
arrogant,
this
kind
in
of
this
like
movie.
super like clever, like super like
Yeah, but Tom Cruise is usually very vibrant and like uppity, and this was not that in any
He
way.
was super personable. He's a super nice guy. Like I would want to be this guy's friend until I find out he's a
He's
murderer.
personable in a way that he's trying to find out info from you, so he has something on you, kind of personal.
No, he's trying to be deep. He
He's-
went to connection with people.
He's deep, dude.
He
He's
cares about people. It's weird. It's an interesting character. 'cause
talks
this
to you like
man
I
actually
imagine
gives a
he
shit about
doesn't
people.
Cruise-
care about people.
He does to a certain extent.
He kills at will and has no
No,
sympathy.
He
For
doesn't
anybody
kill at will.
else.
He doesn't kill
does
at will
not.
because you think
He
about
even
like
said-
what he talks about. He's just like, oh, so this fat Angelina. He's like, did you bat an eye when 1,000
was
people
about to
died
say
in
that.
Rwanda? Like,
Yeah.
he thinks that's more substantial than what he's doing because what he's doing is taking out bad people.
No,
Or at
I don't
the
think he thinks it's more
modern-
substantial.
Or
I
at
think
modern
I think
farming and
thinks it's
cattle
equal.
industry.
I think he thinks it's equal. I think he thinks if he's going to kill this guy and you're going to care, you should care when someone in Rwanda dies. I don't think he thinks it's better.
Yeah,
I also don't think
he does
gives
say
fuck-
he's.
I also think if you
indifferent.
paid
So that's,
him,
that's true.
I also think if
Yeah.
you paid him, he'd go to Rwanda and shoot a bunch of people.
Right. He does it for work. Yeah, he doesn't. But he seems to value
How
life more
much?
because he also tells the story about like how everyone in Los Angeles is disconnected. How there's like this dead man that rides the
Did
subway.
you
and no
watch
one
the
bat-
scene in the
batted an
jazz
eye.
club? This dude does not value life in any way. That was
No,
the most
that's-
brutal thing ever.
I
Yes-
disagree.
yes and no.
In the
I think-
jazz club, he very much cared about him.
He taunts this man.
He didn't
pretends,
taunt
He
him.
pretends to tell him that, hey, if you answer this question right, you get a thing. There was that was never happening.
He
was
gave
never
him
happening.
his last thought was, I got a chance out of here. And then his last thought was, I got this right. I'm ready to go. And then he fucking killed it. His last thought was a good one, not running afraid. I think he did that on purpose to make him feel better before he killed him. No matter what,
I
he was
think
going to kill him, but he did something kind to him by making him.
I think he did it to calm down Jamie Foxx, so he didn't do anything more.
I don't
think it was
think
supposed
so.
to make
And
Jamie
then he
Foxx calm
stopped
down.
his dead head from hitting the table. He was like,
So it
being
didn't make
cut.
noise and no one walked in
There was
Well,
he just
respectful.
shot him with a gun,
with a silencer.
which is still loud. If anybody was
No,
there,
not-
they would have heard it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how loud a silencer is. I can't vouch for that.
I don't want to sound too pretentious, but it sounds like something this guy would say. But he's like, this is a perfect example of the duality of man. 'Cause
Sure.
it shows the
sure.
both sides of like the good and the bad.
Sure.
Like he's personal, but like he doesn't care about life.
He
but
does what he's
same
got to
time-
do.
like how he was with like Jamie Foxx's mom. Like he was very like nice to her, and he's like, buy her fucking flowers. You got to buy her flowers. And it's like, there's
I think
there's
we're
interesting
watching-
depth to that character.
We're watching him discover his depth because he's being exposed by Jamie Foxx. That's what we're watching. We're watching him like at
Exposed.
the end. Yeah, Jamie Foxx is calling him out on all his bullshit. And he's I think this might have been the end of his assassination-ness anyway, because he's realizing what life is worth. I think that's what's going on.
I mean, if he would have survived and the sequel was just him and him driving cabs and it was like a whole new thing, he's just like dating in the romantic
Limos.
comedy style, that would have been sick.
No, this was
Oh,
all
they do
this is-
island limos.
This is all
That's
this
sick.
was all a job for him though. Like he could have killed Jamie at the end. I think he could have reloaded his gun, but he just didn't because there was no reason to kill him. Like he already knew he was going to die.
dying, Yeah.
He was already going to die. What would
You mean
that
at
in
the
that
end when he got
shows?
shot?
exactly?
Yeah,
What
then
would
when he got
taking
shot?
Jamie
Yeah,
Foxx's
yeah.
life do for him? It wouldn't do anything. It doesn't
I
solve
th-
anything.
I
Which
think
shows
he
that
was,
he
I
cares
think-
about people.
Yeah.
I think he was impressed by Jamie Foxx doing what he did, and he decided to. And also, when he drops the clip, I think it was like a thing where it showed that he was shot and was dying, and that his reflexes and his training was he got shot. So he's
Yeah.
like, I think it was a
Maybe.
little bit of what you're saying,
I
but
think
more of
he
he
just.
physically
I
couldn't
think
do it.
he's a man who's got a code. Like he will kill for money and self-preservation, but I don't think he just kills to kill. There was none of
Sure.
that. in this
Okay.
movie.
Fine.
guy.
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
think he's a good guy.
That's
It was
fine.
like self-defense kills. That's about it.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great guy.
listen,
I think he's a. He's,
I don't think anybody
he's like
who
a
kills
cold-hearted
people-
psychopath.
Yeah, that Jamie Foxx character though.
Okay.
Not a
Let me ask
terrible.
you guys this. Let me ask you guys
Terrible.
this. Could you kill for money?
No,
How
I
much?
couldn't.
How much would it cost? I don't care. Would you kill
Yes.
for money? Is the question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. I think that
How
if
much?
you're willing to kill for
How much are we
money,
talking about?
you don't value life as much as you say or think you do, but maybe.
How?
Because
I've never
killing
told
somebody,
you, I've
no
never
matter
told you how much
what.
I value life.
I'm talking in general. I think if you if you think someone values life and you kill somebody for money or not, I don't think that's really valuing life. I mean, he has no qualms with.
Who
He
am I
even said he's
killing?
like I killed one
It's a
fat
vague
guy.
question. Will you kill for money? Like who am I killing? Can I go kill terrorists?
you killing
for $1
criminals?
million?
Yeah, like
That's great.
He,
Sure.
My
yeah, he
executioner-
specifically says like he's
executioner?
taking out bad
Like
dudes.
No,
executioners
would you
kill for
kill?
money?
Would you kill the people? Would you kill the people in this movie that Tom Cruise kills? Is the question. That's how it should be because that's who we're talking about.
They're
Would
criminals.
you take
They're
Tom
bad
Cruise's
people.
job in this movie?
Hmm.
Some of them are probably bad people. Yeah, some
Hmm.
of them are probably just dudes who saw something.
you're-
Because you got to
the
think like
lawyer.
Jada wasn't
lawyer, yeah.
necessarily a bad person, but she
No. Jada
represented
Pinkett was a
someone.
great
doesn't
person.
deserve to
Yeah,
die.
she was
She
just
doesn't deserve
tied
to
into
die.
it, unfortunately.
Good
She was a
question.
the dude
prosecutor,
at
right?
the
Think about
jazz
this. Let's
club.
circle back
The
around.
dude at the
Let's
jazz
circle
club. Did
back
he
around.
deserve to die?
We
We don't
think
know what he did, though.
We don't know.
We don't know
did.
what he did.
He was
He
part of the.
did.
We don't.
He
Yeah, we
goes
don't.
like this. I got drafted, and then I did some other things, and then I.
Yeah.
He
I
was
can,
probably running drugs from the town because like it all comes back to that. To
I don't think he was running.
Javier
Bardem, he was
Bardem,
the drug
maybe.
dealer, and yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he was probably distributing through the club or something like that. He was clearly tied in with the Felix character.
Yes. Yeah, he knew Felix because
Yeah,
he said that.
yeah.
Tell Felix.
All right,
And he was
so-
on his
sorry.
list, so
And he told
So,
Felix.
uh,
Felix knows he was sorry. Best actor in the movie.
Javier.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he was
Fucking-
great.
That-
when they
role,
go meet
like, I'm
Tony
like, this is
Sugar.
so-
That's my favorite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite scene. Well, we can get that. All right. So Tom Cruise has a package. He's
Yeah,
walking
it
around with
does.
it. Then you cut to Jamie Foxx, who's this like neat freak, cool, clean guy, cab driver, gets in his cab, plays some classical music, drives around, takes pride in his work. Meets Jada Pinkett. She gets in the car. They flirt a little bit. She's like, yo, take this road to that road to this road to this road. And he's like, nah, B, I'm going to take this road to this road to this road because I'll get me quicker. And she's like, all right, let's bet on it. He's like, all right, we'll bet on it. Cut to, she's like, yeah, you're good at your job. You're a cool dude. And they talk. They flirt. He gives her his picture that he looks at when he wants to escape his mundane
Schwartz
reality.
is paraphrasing, by the way.
No, it wasn't word for word. Seemed right.
Doesn't
It
say
seemed
that.
right. They were like
Uh,
bet. They're like,
Also-
bet.
also
oh
in
yeah, they
this-
say bet.
Also,
I've been trying to say bet in my normal everyday.
I watched
life.
Paid
I
in
don't-
Full the
I
other
don't
day.
get
Have you
it.
guys seen Paid in Full? I watched that for the first time the other day. So they say B a lot after everything. I think it's hilarious. So I say that
okay.
now.
No, the
By
kids
By the
are
way,
saying
check
bet.
out Paid in Full. It's on YouTube for free, and it's worth a watch. it's ridiculous.
What is it?
It's ridiculous. Rockefeller Records produced movie back in the mid
Give
2000s.
us a-
Cameron's in it.
10-second synopsis of what's it about.
Gangsters doing gangster shit and gangster talk with gangster people.
That's enough. That's fine. I
That's
got
fine.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good.
It is. You should check it out. They say
Go
B a
on.
lot after everything. It's like B. It's funny. So he ends up telling Jada in this moment that in the car. Does he tell her or does he tell him about the limos? Does it him or her? that
Tells
him?
her.
Her. So he goes. And she's like, well, what are you? What's
She
up with
doesn't
you? or
Tell
anything like
him
that.
about the limos.
He doesn't tell him till later.
He does tell Tom Cruise though.
Later, after the
later.
mom visit.
Yeah.
Because the
It's
mom
like he hears
basically
him
tells
say
it,
that.
yeah.
The mom
He
says
that,
he,
yeah.
mom
About
thinks
that.
he already has it.
has
Yeah.
the limos. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he
She's
tells
also
Jada Pinkett
old
about
and dumb.
this idea that he has for island limos, which is like a cool limo experience from your hotel. They get into it. They're
You
obviously
won't want to
flirty.
leave the cab.
They're obviously flirty. She gets out of the car.
Sounds
and,
like the limo service that
she
picks
also
up
tells
Bruce
him-
Willis at the beginning of Die Hard.
oh,
With
wow, yeah, that's funny.
Argyle.
Yeah, Argyle. She
That
also
sounds
tells
like
him
a good
Argyle.
that
time.
she also tells him
Oh,
that she's a
yeah.
prosecutor and she's got a big case and that she's having
Argyle, he's
all
like,
night
you got
trying to-
CDs, CB, DVD. Sorry, go ahead.
and then he stays in the car the whole time and listening to music while the shit's going down upstairs.
Yeah. My boss thinks I'm on my way to Vegas. I just watched it yesterday.
God, that's a movie right there. Argyle driving around a hitman.
That'd be funny.
Why did they
Like
not write
wanting
that?
to become a hitman.
Yeah,
That'd be
he's getting
funny.
just. Sorry, go on.
All right, so
I miss Argyle.
So anyway, so we find
Where's
out
Argyle?
she's a prosecutor, has a big case coming up, and that's our first sign of the plot to come. And then she gets out of the car. He's like, "Fuck, I blew my shot. Like, what the fuck? I should have said something." She comes back, gives him her card. He's all in a good mood.
No, he was
Cut
being
to-
professional.
He wanted
Yeah,
to
he's
say
being a
something
pro.
so bad though. So
He's a
she
pro.
She
gets out
wanted
of
to
the
do a
car,
lot of things.
and
Yeah,
like
you,
3
but you can't
seconds
hit on your
later,
customers.
and like 3 seconds later, Tom Cruise is like looking in the window, he's like, "Yo, you good?" Jamie Foxx don't say nothing, and then he tries to walk away, and then Jamie Foxx is like, "Yo, get in the car, man. I'm pussy whipped right now. Sorry about that." And then
Yeah, by
Tom
Jada
Cruise is like,
Pinkett
"All right, cool.
Smith, which is, the
Warning. So then what happens?
Get out of
How do
there,
they start
Will.
talking? What's the first thing they say to each other?
She has
Is-
great hair in this movie, by the way. I don't know if anyone else.
great
noticed
hair,
that.
great wig.
Yeah,
I mean,
beautiful,
super,
beautiful.
super nice wig. I
Yeah.
should put
She
a
looks-
wig
she
on
looks
in
great in
honor
this
of
movie.
Jada Pinkett Smith. I
Only
should
positive.
cover
You
up
know what
my
you
bald
should do?
head
You
out
should
of
go
respect.
You should go for the Mark Ruffalo look, the slick back hair with the goatee. That's what you
Fanning.
should.
You should go over the
You could pull
fanning.
Mark
that shit
Ruffalo
off.
looks so dope. Mark Ruffalo looked like he came straight out of the Matrix in this movie. He looked like he's
Oh, yeah,
friends
for sure.
with
Black
fucking
trench
Joey.
coat.
He was
slick
just
back
having dinner
fucking
with
hair.
Joey Pants, and he just walked out of that
Yeah.
movie and into this one with the gun.
He was
The gun and
missing-
everything,
yeah.
dude.
He did.
He needed sunglasses at night. If Evie was wearing sunglasses, it would have been fucking perfect.
Everyone in this
But
LA movie
pulled it
had
off
the
great.
Boston or East Coast accent, also great. The last
Well,
cop
so
at the end, he was
another
like,
thing
"Get
I wanna
down
s-
on the ground, give me some water."
Get in the car.
Get in the fucking car. He sounded like Mark Wahlberg, this cop at the very
Wait,
end.
which
at a-
cop are you talking about?
After the,
Which cop?
after the
Talking
big
about.
car crash when he runs away, and he's and
Oh
then,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
cop
yeah,
that finds
yeah.
the body.
He's
in
like,
the,
"You were in
in
an
the trunk."
accident. You were in an accident."
Yeah, you were in an accident. Relax, sit down. Your head's going all wacky and shit. I don't know, whatever you guys say on the East Coast.
So
it's wicked
fun
hot in
fact,
here.
for years, Michael Mann's been making cop movies. He made Thief, which is about an ex-cop that becomes a thief. Then he made Manhunter, which is about a cop hunting a serial killer. Then he made Heat, which is about cops and robbers. So his whole life, his whole career, has been like researching with real cops, like hanging out with detectives, hanging out with homicide detectives, hanging out with regular cops, and like telling them. He tells them stories and shit. And a lot of he casts them in a lot of shit. So at the crime scenes in this movie and in Heat, those are actual crime scene people, like real cops doing it because he wanted like the most authentic look for it. So
He does that. He
He-
wants like he put everyone through training for this movie.
yes, that's what I was going to say. Like these people in this movie, like everyone's there. Like Michael Mann's a true like definition of an auteur. Like everything is meaningful in this movie. I mean, everything is meaningful in a lot of movies, but like especially in this movie, it's like attention. It's like Kubrick style attention to detail. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's doing like Fincher. He's doing like 90 takes of shit. Like it's pretty hardcore. It's pretty hardcore. Anyway.
Yeah, and that thing you
So I
sent
think
us
if you
when they were
talk to-
talking about him shooting digital, I can't, one of the actors was like, "Yeah, that's great. You know, he really thinks like an actor. We shoot digital. And it's like, let's just keep rolling. We don't have to stop for the tape. Like he's like, it's
Yeah.
awesome. And then it cuts to Mark Ruffalo, and he's like, it's rough, man. Like we just, it's nonstop. You know, like usually
think-
it's like,
I think he
"All right,
even
we're out of
says, like,
tape."
Yeah, I think he even says like, I just want to go back to my trailer and fucking take a nap or something. Yeah.
Yeah, his movies seem brutal.
Brutal.
I mean, all Michael Mann movies seem brutal. I watched them
Yeah.
making a Heat too, and they were talking like it's just business. It's like it's business. There's no fucking around. It's like we're here to do something. Let's do it. You know what I mean? It's like it's all
Yeah.
business at the end of the day.
He looked like if he fucked up, there was a couple times in the thing. He was like, stop, wrong. You did. He was just like, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, but definitely not going to be like, well, let's see how this one go. No, that's not how I want.
No, it's what it's gonna be. Yeah,
not how I want this.
Because that's
He said
yeah.
that too. He's
Yeah.
like, I have a vision.
That's good. If you're gonna be that hardcore and be like, at least know what you're doing. Don't just be like guessing your way through. Like that's so frustrating working when like there's a director that why don't we try it like this now, even though we fucking just work for 13 goddamn hours.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's
like,
not
know
what's
what you're
going
fucking
on.
doing.
Yeah, that's
Are we
not
still talking about.
All right.
Never mind.
let's go. Let's go. Where do we leave off? So, what is the first thing they talk about? That was my question. Wait, Tom Cruise, what's the first thing they say to each other? He asks him where he's going, and he tells him, and then he's like, "How long?"
Says,
oh yeah,
he says, "Have you ever been the
conversation,
first time in LA?" He goes, "No. Every time I come here, I can't wait to leave." Yeah, if Steve-O was a serial killer, this is the guy. This would be Steve-O for sure.
He's that perfect
Steve-O was a
outsider.
professional.
Steve-O could play this role.
Like the
Steve-O
people,
could
absolutely play this role.
outsider talk shit about. Yeah.
That's the thing. Steve-O would be good at this role. Actually, I think
He
Steve-O would
would.
kill this.
I could
role.
definitely see
100%.
that. Let's cast him as Tom Cruise in the Argyle movie.
Todd Cruise.
That's his character name, Todd Cruise. He's
Argyle.
the assassin.
Argyle from
Cruise.
Die Hard 1.
Yes, Todd Cruise.
Wait, is it the original
Steve-O
Argyle?
as Todd Cruise.
Are we gonna get?
Yeah, we got to get the original Argyle. We
Okay,
gotta
so he's
get
like
him,
72 years
for
old.
sure. Yes,
He's in worse shape than fucking the.
I have to imagine he has the same fucking
Willis.
look, attitude, energy as he did in 1989.
You know the number.
Yes.
All right, we got to start getting through this movie. Otherwise, we're never gonna get through it. We got to start talking about it here.
the
Argyle's
first
very-
conversation of the movie. Let's go.
All right, so let's set it
He's
up.
like,
Stop talking
how
about Argyle.
long is that going to take? This is like set up his how
he says,
Jamie
"Where
is
you
very
going?"
meticulous. He's like,
Yeah,
7
he
minutes,
says-
not 8,
he
not
said
6.
7 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then,
blah, blah,
and then he
blah.
starts
It's not
talking
6,
about
not 8.
They go
the
to
subway
they go
thing.
to
He
a
tells them the
airport,
story about how people are disconnected. So
and then they go to a
it's
place.
showing
They go to a place with Ramon.
setting up the characters. Jamie Foxx is very meticulous.
What's going on?
I'm setting up the characters. Jamie Foxx is a very meticulous
Sick
guy.
aerials.
Yeah, very
sick
meticulous, very
aerials.
clean, very routine. Tom Cruise seems to embrace this improvisational life that like he doesn't know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes.
That kind of thing.
He's very jazz. He's very existential. That's his character. Very yin yang of each other in that sense.
Seems like a great guy. Seems like a dude you want to hang out with.
Yeah, personable guy. Yeah, he seems like it would be cool to have a conversation with this character based off of like the original part.
I would
Except
have
the
a beer
negativity
and
about
buffalo
people.
wings with him.
Yeah, I'd chat
You want to
with him.
go to
I'd give him a
B
chat.
Dubs real quick, Tommy?
Let's go to B Dubs,
Um,
Tommy. See,
Another
you know
thing
that-
that I thought was interesting about this movie is the use of modern music in it. There's a lot of modern music in this movie that they use as the soundtrack, which is it's not practical in any way. It's pretty good. I like
Right.
that.
yeah, the audio.
So
that's not really a
saving
thing.
Was a little weird.
So it
I
takes
love that.
7 minutes to get to the first kill.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So he
Trying to go.
actually no. What he says is he's like, "Yo,
Are you
I
in a
like
hurry,
your
Jake?
style. Listen, yeah." He
we
says,
just got
"Yo, I like
Schwartz
your, I
back
like
after a month, and you're trying to get rid of him.
you guys gotta stop talking."
Go on.
So he says, "I like your
Fuck
style. I got
Jada.
5 stops to make, seeing 5 of my friends. How about I rent the cab?" He's like, "No, we can't do that, bro. Like, you can't rent my cab." And they gives him fucking $300. He's like, "I give you another $300 end of the night." He goes, "What do you pull down the shift?" He's like, "I don't know, like $400." He's like, "All right, I'll give you 6 plus another 100 if you get me LAX at fucking 6 a.m. to get the fuck out of here." So he's like, "All right, cool." Tom Cruise goes upstairs, and this is where you're like, "This is." I mean,
Tom
you know
Cruise
what's up,
goes,
'cause
Stop acting like you're gonna say no to this.
Yeah. And then Tom Cruise goes upstairs, goes back to Jamie Foxx. He's in his car. He takes out a sandwich, takes out his Mercedes Benz booklet he's looking at for his island shit, so he can dream about it. He's never gonna really do it. And then all of a sudden, a fucking body falls onto the fucking car.
boy.
By the way, I thought this scene was amazing. This is one of the best scenes in the movie when fucking Tom Cruise comes down.
For sure.
Yeah,
Ramon
so the guy
falls
comes
on the
down
cab.
the car. Jimmy Foxx is like, oh shit, fucks up the cab. Dead guy in the cab. Tom Cruise comes down looking all like, oh shit, this sucks, but you know what? It's all good. So Jimmy Foxx realizes, he's like, oh man, you killed this guy, huh? And then Tom Cruise takes his gun out and he's like, be still, my dude. Basically tells him like, yeah, I killed this dude. You're gonna help me get him in the fucking trunk. And this whole time, it's like Jamie Foxx's character trying to be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Tom Cruise is so cool, so chill that he just makes him do what he wants.
Listen, we can't he's not going to sit up front with us. We got to put him in the trunk. Can't leave him here. Yeah. We got to put him somewhere.
Like, let's want to ride in front with him. Let's ride around in front with him. Like, you got to put him in the trunk. Yeah, which is like, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like if you're gonna do that for a living, if you're gonna kill people and make money off of it, you have to be like that, because you have to. Everything's got to keep going. You can't just stop. Like, you have a job to do. It's like you have to. It's like he says, you got to adapt to any situation. You know what I mean? But I just love his outlook on it. Jimmy Foxx is flabbergasted the whole time. Tom Cruise is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Let's do this. Like, I love it. I love that.
This is
wait, hold on a second.
He's professional. He's done this 1,000 times. He knows how to.
Before we go on, did you guys make a haiku?
Oh shit! No,
I did 2 lines of it. I forgot the last one.
All right, I'm gonna read mine real quick because I did one. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
City nights and gunfights. Tom Cruise murking fools on sight. Max having a night. That's mine.
Yeah, and it rhymes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it had good flow to it.
Tom Cruise murking fools on sight is pretty great.
That is. It's pretty.
Fox having a night.
It's pretty.
Max.
Oh, Max.
Having a night.
Hold on. Say it one more time.
Anyway, city nights and gunfights. Tom Cruise murking fools on sight. Max having a night.
Collateral 2004.
Nice.
All right.
There's a trailer right there. Here, I have
right
2.
there.
I have 2 lines. Mine was smallest Statham role. Shootout is better in heat. And then I didn't have a lot. Refrigerator. That's a 5-syllable word.
Refrigerator. What's the refrigerator?
Nice. It's a 5-syllable word to finish out my haiku.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, that gunfight made me want to watch Heat.
Dude,
it reminded me of Heat. I'm like, it is not as good as Heat.
This is a different movie than Heat.
Have to
this
turn
is not
down
Heat.
my
Stop
volume.
comparing it to Heat.
In Heat, I gotta preemptively like cut the volume in half.
You know what he did in Heat that's also great in this is his use of music. The music in Heat's pretty great too.
Plus, they really killed people in Heat. All right, back to this one.
All right, so Tom Cruise gets him to put the body in the trunk with him. They get in the car. Basically, he's like, listen, this is what I'm doing. You were not supposed to know this. I was supposed to do this, and you wouldn't have known. We would have paid you and gone back. But now we're in this together because you're good at what you do, and I'd have to kill you if I fucking let you go. So you're with me. We're doing this. And then they go to the next stop, which is which person?
That's another lawyer. The lawyer guy.
Where does it happen?
It happens in.
Oh yeah. So they go to the next stop. Tom Cruise is like, "Yo, give me your hands. I'm gonna tie it to the steering wheel." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "All right." So he ties him to the steering wheel. He's like, "I'll be back in a minute." And then at that point, is the first thing about the mom. He gets a call on the CB radio from his boss, and is like, "Oh no, it's not the mom yet." He's like, "Yo, I heard." No,
it's about the accident because he gets pulled over, and that's an important part.
Well, because the car's all fucked up. Rewind to when they put the guy in the trunk. It just then cuts to Tom Cruise just pouring a bottle of water on the car. It's all fucked up, washing the blood off with a bottle of Aquafina, and the signs all duct taped back together, and that's how let's say so that's what they were driving around, and they ended up getting pulled over by a cop. And what happens? They're like, a shooting's happening. So the cops are like, all right, we're out of here.
The cops like, listen. Well, the cops like, listen, you guys gotta get out of the car. We gotta impound it because there's blood on it, and it's fucking gotta crash. You can't drive anymore. Tom Cruise is like, yo, if those cops tell us we gotta get out, I'm gonna murk them. Yeah.
For some reason, they wanted him to pop the trunk. I don't really know exactly why that was part of it.
That they got to take it back to the impound, so we have to do a car inventory. Pop the trunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
did you guys watch this
Tom
movie?
Cruise is like, yo.
You guys
Tom Cruise is like, yo, open the trunk and I'll kill him. And then they luckily get a call.
Schwartz is paraphrasing over here.
Homicide.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a homicide.
They get out of it. And then they go to the next guy, and he ties Jamie Foxx up to the steering wheel. And as he's doing that, he gets a call on the CB radio about the traffic stop and him getting pulled over. And like, he's like, his boss is some fucking dickhead. He's like, yo, I'm gonna dock guy from your pay. And this is where maybe you guys are right about him liking people. This is where Tom Cruise stands up for Jamie Foxx the first time. And he's like, tell him to go fuck himself. And he's like, I can't, I need this job. He's like, no, you don't. And he looked at him like, yeah, I fucking do. So Tom Cruise is like, yo, this is blah, blah, blah. I'm a lawyer. You can't harass my driver like this. It's not his fault. It's your fault. You have insurance to pay for this. And the guy's like, whoa, who's this? He's like, this is me, blah, blah, blah. And then Jamie Foxx is like,
he lies to him. He says he's like a district attorney.
Yeah, he's like, I will have your ass. And then he tells Jamie Foxx to tell him he's an asshole. He's like, you're an asshole. He's like, tell him to go fuck himself. He's like, I can't. He's like, you can't. He's like, go fuck. He goes, if you ever do this again, I'll kick your fat ass.
He says, I'll shove this cab up your ass.
Yeah. And then the guy doesn't say shit. And then you're like, all right, this guy's a good guy. Like, this dude's cool. I think Jamie Foxx was just like, what the fuck? So he goes upstairs to do his thing. And then Jamie Foxx gets attacked by two tweakers.
This is my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of the movie is he's tied up in his car. With serial killer, a known serial killer has just tied him up in his car. Goes upstairs, and he's honking the horn. People are coming, like walk, because they're just in an alleyway, right? Busy street behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He's honking his horn. Finally, somebody comes up to the cab. He's like, oh man, can you help me? I'm all tied up. And he's like, oh, fuck you, dude. He like pulls a gun out, like, let me fucking one, man. He's like the tweaker in fucking Fifth Element. And
he's the tweaker in South Park.
Give me fucking mom, man. Oh man, it seriously sounded like this guy. Yeah, who was that? He was talking to his mom. My mom, man. He steals the briefcase out of the back seat. Which was Tom Cruise's briefcase, and he's like, "Fuck you!" What does he say right before he goes, "Bow," and he walks away, and then Tom Cruise comes like 20 out. He's like, "Yo, homie,
is that my briefcase?" And the guy fucking pulls out a gun, and goes, "Yeah, it is." And then Tom Cruise just pop, done. Yeah. Fucking military style. I read that, or I heard Michael Mann say that whole thing is 1.2 seconds before he pulls his gun and shoots those dudes. Nice. 1.2 seconds.
That's pretty good.
They showed Tom Cruise
movie magic.
They showed Tom Cruise training the dude doing that shit, like he's Keanu Reeves style doing that shit.
Yeah, not quite
going through courses.
He doesn't look quite as cool as Keanu. I think Cruise is quite as cool as Keanu.
I think Tom Cruise's character in this movie is cooler than John Wick. I think he's more interesting.
What?
He's way more interesting. The fact that he's so like existential and like a regular dude as opposed to John Wick.
Different universe.
Yeah, John Wick.
John Wick is like could do more
John
like
Wick's
physically than this guy for sure.
This guy's
what
like,
do you mean
real
physically?
life.
Tom Cruise is a trained fucking killer. When he's in that club, he's taking people out left and right with his hands.
Yeah,
fucking
but
snapping,
I think
John Wick. Come on, all these John Wick situations we've seen.
Vincent from Collateral versus John Wick. John Wick wins.
Yeah, John Wick's unrealistic. Like Vincent's like, I feel like Vincent's real life John Wick. If John Wick was real, that's Vincent. John Wick, the movies are like Die Hard. They're just never gonna happen. You know what I mean? That shit's not gonna happen ever. It's like John Wick ain't gonna happen.
There's a lot of there's some far-fetched shit in this movie. There's some unrealistic.
What's far-fetched in this movie?
They like live in Gotham City and everyone's an assassin in John Wick.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I love that.
It's not real.
No,
there's
there's
little things
said,
like that.
If we were to bring John Wick into the real world, he would want Vincent from Collateral. Vincent from Collateral doesn't even have a last name.
Like how in the beginning, like they immediately get pulled over after the whole fucking car thing, like because the cop spots him. But for the rest of the movie, he doesn't have any problems with that. Like that never comes back at all.
Well,
like,
if you're pulled over. That and also if you're pulled over for something, like a cop could see that, so maybe they're like, oh well, someone handled that already, you know what I mean?
Maybe. And then
but also in LA it's very weird to get pulled over.
That one's slightly more minor to me. It would like, I guess the coincidences of
white guys, I guess
one of them was mostly like the whole Jada Pinkett thing. I mean, it makes sense for the story, but like the coincidence of like he's trying to kill that girl, and it's like one right to the other.
See,
that's
what Michael Mann was talking about. He wanted to make with this movie. He wanted to make a movie about the compression of time and how in LA there's so many people, but you can connect and you might not even know it until something causes you to connect. And that's
like riding in an elevator with Mark Ruffalo.
That was great. That's another point that like you never know who people are. Like that's one of the most interesting things to me.
This is like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like they're always just running into each other. Who's having the people that are having conflict? They just constantly run into each other when you never really run into the same fucking person.
Yeah, but see, the thing about this is what Curb Enthusiasm. Curb Enthusiasm is about a bunch of rich people. So those people all hang out at the same places probably. So I don't agree with you on that. All those rich ass fucking movie people probably go to the same restaurants all the time, all this shit every day. So I think that's real.
Well, maybe if they were seeing each other in the same place, but they're always like running to each other in the sidewalk and like in the grocery store. And then
but it's all LA, dude. It's all the same place. Everybody's walking around a couple of miles. But see, that's what Tom Cruise was going. I mean, Michael Mann was going for is like how like you can connect and not even realize it. Like people can be looking for the same thing or doing the same thing, but not even know because there's too many people. Like it's like a disconnect and a connect. Like that's one of the most interesting things that you can do in like a movie to me is like show something that is so normal to somebody, but is so not normal to someone else, or something that like you just never connect the dots. That's super interesting.
It's fun watching people freak out at something you think is so normal. Like that's one of my favorite things in the world. Like to say a joke to like someone from the Midwest that I would say to you guys and watch them go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that." I'm like, that's not even like the worst shit that I say on a normal basis. Like I think I think, you know, all for the act of humor, but I'm just saying the terrible things that I think are hilarious that blows other people, like blowing other people's minds like that. That's one of my favorite things to do. I forgot why we were talking about that.
That is fun. So where are we at right now?
They are after the pullover, he goes to the second. We
were talking about that because you were saying like it's fun to do things, or it's fun to see people. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. React and shit. Yeah. Yeah. So he kills the two dudes, the two tweakers, gets his briefcase back, and then they go to the jazz club where he says that he's got he tells Jamie Foxx, he's like, "Yo, you want to go to this club? Well, I'll buy you a drink." And I think Jamie Foxx thinks that they're literally just going to get a drink.
Yeah, because he even says like, "We're ahead of schedule."
We're ahead of schedule. Let's go. You like jazz? And then they got gas. And then he go to the club and they're watching this pretty dope performance. I love the way it was shot too. It felt pretty cool. Jazz is pretty dope shit.
Miles Davis, I believe.
Were they playing Miles Davis?
I think so.
Dope.
That sounded very Miles Davis-y to me. I don't specifically know which one it was, but
I mean,
it sounded like what Miles.
The next scene is Miles Davis heavy. It's the most Miles Davis scene I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, it was a conversation about Miles Davis.
A conversation about Miles Davis. Yeah. So Tom Cruise says to the waitress, he's like, "Hey, who's that dude on the trumpet over there?" He's like, "Oh," she's like, "That's blah blah. He's the owner." He's like, "Oh, can you tell him when his set's over there? I'd like to buy him a drink." Cut to this dude sitting with Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise talking about jazz and talking about just music in general and what he's been. And Jamie Foxx is super into it, having a good time, relaxed. Tom Cruise is looking relaxed, but you can see him kind of looking around, observing the place, watching it clear out. The workers go home for the night, the people leaving. And eventually, Tom Cruise says, "Oh, it's a great story. Our buddies in Cartagena would really like to hear that story." And then the guy's face changes and he's like, "Oh shit." And that's when Jamie Foxx and the audience realize at the same time that, oh, this is the dude he's after next, and this is the guy he's gonna kill. And then Jamie Foxx is like, "Nah, man, let him live. He's a cool dude. We're sitting here talking jazz. You gotta let him live." And Tom Cruise is like, "What? I should just fucking let him live? What the fuck are you?" And then he's like, "All right, I tell you what. I'll tell you, if you answer this question, I'll let you live." And he's like, "Where did Miles Davis learn to play music?" And he tells him this story about how he met Charlie Parker and how blah, blah, blah. And then right in the middle of it, Tom Cruise his dad was very rich, blah, blah, blah. He got him into the Juilliard School of Arts. Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
He stopped there. And then right before he could say anything else,
two bullets to the cranium. Pop, pop. Then he catches his head so he doesn't make noise, puts him on the table.
Or because
like, fuck,
he's starting to kick. Because the way he looked at it, he didn't catch his head and then just drop it.
Column B.
Caught it,
And then he looked at him a little bit, like he was like, "Ah, man," like he saw a little more human in this guy than he probably wanted to.
Tom Cruise is not changing this entire movie.
He's never not been that way. He's never been like a cold-blooded killer. He was always about the human connection. He was always about it.
I think you're not seeing what we're seeing here, Schwartz.
Dude, listen, I am a person who loves characters like this and loves fucked up shit and loves things that are
which
dark
is why
and
you're
terrible,
not seeing
but
it.
I'm never going to kill anybody for money.
You're not seeing the good in this guy.
We're not telling.
So if you're able to kill somebody,
why are you? Number one, you just randomly saying that you're not going to kill anybody makes me a little suspicious. Number two, we're not saying that. That has nothing to do with our argument. He is a
cold-blooded killer.
I was gonna say that, but I stopped. But he is a ruthless killer. But he kills, like Jake said, for two reasons: he kills for money or self-preservation.
Okay, if you kill for money, you fucked up.
You don't ask.
You
questions.
on a different level of fucked up.
We're only speaking to the depth of his character. I feel like you're shortchanging his depth.
He's not changing in this movie.
He's not
one guy at the beginning and one guy at the Charlie Parker scene.
No,
sorry,
you're right. You're right. I agree with that. He doesn't. I don't think he changes.
I think soft throughout the movie.
I think there's always he's always the person who appreciates life.
I think he's getting a little softer throughout the movie.
You know what?
That's why he doesn't kill Jamie Foxx in the end. That's why he doesn't kill Jamie Foxx at all. Jamie Foxx definitely should have died at least 3 times in this movie. He
saved Jamie Foxx's life. He saved Jamie Foxx's life because I think he respects the fact that Jamie Foxx is trying to change.
When Jamie Foxx throws the fucking briefcase over the thing and ruins,
cold-hearted killer.
I think
you're right.
I think he can be
also in the club when he shoots
he
the guy who was gonna shoot Jamie Foxx.
Bro,
you know what I mean? The guy was going to shoot Jamie Foxx in the club, and he took him out too. And he looked at him, he was like, "Yeah, just saved your fucking life again."
Self-preservation.
He needs him.
DJ, you're right. He does need him. Yeah. He does need him. This is the thing, though.
He doesn't need it. What does he need Jamie Foxx?
Yes, he does. Because he's going to go get another guy. No, he can't. Because Jamie Foxx is good at his job. He gets him there quick, baby. He's already in.
It's the first cab driver he's had. You think he's fucking? You can't. The first one's not going to be the best one.
It was in this movie.
Maybe they didn't try any other ones. Remember the guy from Lethal Weapon, or not Lethal Weapon, from Rush Hour 2, the French cab driver?
Argyle?
I don't. No.
French cab driver, and maybe it's Lethal Weapon. It's Lethal Weapon 2. It's right after they meet the guy from the director. Who's the director?
Out of all the Lethal Weapon movies, I might have seen the second one time.
No, I'm sorry. Rush Hour. Did I say Lethal Weapon? Rush Hour. No, Rush Hour.
Oh, in Rush Hour when they were in France, Roman Polanski was in it.
Roman Polanski was the cop that stuck his.
That was Rush Hour 3. That was Rush Hour 3, right? In France?
But then they get into a cab with a French cab driver, and he was like, "I hate you, Americans." And then later on, he was like, "Oh yeah, I feel like Tom Cruise." You don't remember this?
I don't remember any of this. Anyway, back to this movie.
Check it out.
What were we arguing about
the character? What are we basically like the character depth?
What are you guys saying that I'm not saying? What are we not?
I think we all have somewhat different perspectives.
Okay, so Anthony, what is your perspective that you want me to?
I don't want you to agree with in a way. I don't want you to agree with anything.
What are you trying to get a point across?
I think what Anthony thinks that you and I don't think is that Tom Cruise is changing.
Definitely not. 100%
I don't think
not
he is
changing.
either.
You don't.
I think he stays the same.
Maybe.
So, and Jake, what are you saying that I'm not agreeing with?
That he has a more of an appreciation for life than I think you do. That you're saying.
I agree with you that he does have an appreciation for life because I think he likes to see people doing things. As weird as that sounds, like being doers, because he even says, "Oh, you're a doer, not a talker."
We can't just base him off of him killing people. He has other qualities. The fact that he murders people.
The conversations he has with Jamie Foxx.
He could have any job in the fucking world doing and being the person he is.
Good at this.
If you kill people for a living, there is still a part of you that is fucked up and terrible.
Okay, but he still cares about people.
That's all I'm trying to say.
And you were saying that he's cold-hearted, he doesn't care about life. That's what you were saying originally.
Well, this is the thing. He cares. Listen to the thing. If Anthony, all right, how about this, right? Let's make an example. You're his friend, right? You're his neighbor. You say hi to each other every day. You might even fucking
we'd go to the same
for a burger
guy.
But you know what? If he got a job and you were the guy, he'd kill you in a second. So he's a cold-hearted motherfucker.
That's
Cold-hearted
not cold-hearted. That's just the job.
If you can kill your friend, if you can kill your friend,
I bet he wouldn't.
You're cold-hearted
no
matter what.
I bet he wouldn't want to do it.
But if he does it, he's cold-hearted.
If he does, but we'd have a talk.
If he does it, he's cold-hearted.
We'd have a talk. We'd talk about it.
He'd kill you.
Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe that would change his ways, like in this movie.
Probably turn your lights off to save you some lights, but he's not gonna. He's gonna kill you.
Maybe, like in this movie, he would change his ways.
If he got hired to do it, I mean, maybe, but he's not.
I hope Michael Mann hears this.
He wouldn't just kill his neighbor for no. But he wouldn't just kill his neighbor for no reason, though.
No. I'm saying if Anthony he got a job and Anthony was the job.
Yeah, if Anthony was a job for sure. Yeah, that's his job. He's doing his job.
He might think about it twice.
Yes,
he probably wouldn't be happy about it. He probably wouldn't be happy about it.
Listen, hold on. If you're able to kill your friend neighbor, even though he's your friend, but it's the job, you're still cold-hearted. Even though it's a job, you're still cold-hearted. Because
I don't know about cold-hearted. I don't know about cold-hearted. I think he's ruthless. Ruthless.
What's your definition of cold-hearted? What's your definition
he doesn't
of cold-hearted?
care. I think he does care. I think he does care. I think if he got if he was like going through his mail and Bosworth fucking sent him a thing and it said Anthony Islami must die, he'd get it and he'd be like this. Fuck, man. Like that's what he would be like.
Yeah.
And then he like reread it and be like Anthony Lee Islami. Yeah, damn it. And then
you know what?
Like, and then he'd come over and he'd schmooze me a little bit, be like, hey man. Come on, let's have a beer, man. Why don't you get that smoker going? I'll be like, oh, smoker? I'll be like, oh, shit, dude. Hey, Jillian, let's get the smoke. But I'd be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be stoked about it. He would make me happy. It's like in Gone Girl, making me come right before he slices my throat. Although that was a little ruthless. Yeah, because getting shot.
He's thoughtful.
Hold on.
Thoughtful.
Two other things. She made him come so that his jizz was in her, so there was evidence of it. That's why she did that.
Yeah.
And in this,
I'm just saying, as an analogy, making me come right before I die.
No matter how you do it, no matter how you do it.
There's a difference. There's a difference in deaths.
You're still dead. You're dead now. You're dead. You're not happy anymore. You're dead.
Oh no, I died happy.
Cold-heartedly killed by your best friend.
Like if you wanted to eat my meat, there wouldn't be a bunch of like gross adrenaline running through it. It would be tasty.
You're still dead though. You're still dead, and Tom Cruise is banging your wife now, so you're dead.
Kill me now. That'd be awesome. Good for her.
I guarantee you, Jillian bangs White Fox Tom Cruise in this movie.
We watched it last night.
She'd say yes.
We watched it last night. She said yes.
Both jerked off while watching.
She said she would be okay right with him murdering me. That's what she said. And I was like, to have sex, and she was like, sure.
Did she like the movie?
Yeah, yeah. She gave it a thumbs up. She fell asleep through most of it because we got a new couch. We're new couch goofing right now, so we're getting a little sleepy on it.
Can I make a character comparison?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are you guys fans of The Wire?
I've never seen The Wire.
Seen the first season.
Never seen The Wire. All right, this will be lost on you, but Omar and The Wire.
Omar is Michael K. Williams guy, right? The guy who died.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a gay guy playing a thug or right?
No, he was like a guy. He was a guy who would rob drug dealers. He was a very like Robin Hood like character of The Wire, but he always said shit like, "Man's got to have a code." It would like because he would only like rob bad people, and he wouldn't ever like fuck with like certain people. Like he was very much like he robs drug dealers. That's what he does. And,
One second,
like, if he had to kill these people, he would kill them.
Shut the window. Let me shut the window.
I don't really hear anything.
I don't hear shit.
There's also a plane flying over me right now, so that might be drowning that out. But that's how that character was. He had a code. Like he remind in a weird way, even though they're very, very different. Like he reminded me of Omar from The Wire. Yeah, exactly. He had a code.
Even Anton Chigurh had his own code.
Right. He also kind of reminded me of that guy. Like he had a certain way of doing things, and he wasn't. But Anton Chigurh was a psychopath. I don't think Vincent was a psychopath. I think Vincent was
Anton
just
Chigurh was. I would say he was cold-hearted.
His conscience was fucked up, but
he didn't really.
I think psychopath and cold-hearted are two totally different things. So I'm going to say Tom Cruise is cold-hearted.
Well, I think if you can kill somebody, your definition of? Because there is a definition of psychopath, maybe. But what is your definition of cold-hearted? Because isn't psychopath like not caring about other people's emotions? And that's what
I think coldhearted is being indifferent to it. You know what I mean? You can still care about life, but you can also be indifferent.
Oh, you can care about life, but you
yes, I think you can be both. Yeah, you choose not to when it matters. Like when you get the assignment of, hey, you're gonna make 100 grand to kill this guy.
If that's your definition, then sure, yeah, he's cold-hearted when he needs to be. But I don't know, cold-hearted to me sounds like you have the lack.
If you can kill somebody for money or not, you're cold-hearted. That's my definition. I think that I consider cold-hearted if you can kill somebody no matter what. You can.
What about someone that's attacking you? What about self-defense?
Oh, self-defense? No, that's fine. That's it's kill or be killed. That's a different story. If someone's gonna kill you,
but you're saying,
maybe you don't
have money. What if it's mercenary situation and I'm going like to war? Yeah, for pleasure. For pleasure, it's a separate problem. That's psychopath.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So there we go.
I don't think Tom Cruise is doing this for pleasure. I think he's just good at a job. I think you can have both feelings.
I think you can care about life and be impressed by life, but also take life. But if you can do both, then you're cold-hearted. That's my opinion. Okay. I could never kill somebody for money. I would only be able to do it if they were trying to kill me.
So cold-hearted, you have a choice to be cold-hearted or not, and you can turn it on.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
exactly.
If that's your definition, I'm in.
I guess going back to the argument, did he change though?
No,
I still don't see him changing. I think it's interesting because I feel like Jamie Foxx changed in this movie. I think he sort of embraced that. He manned up and he embraced that like improvisational life.
Jamie Foxx got nominated for an Oscar for this movie. That's really
this movie.
And this was
supporting actor.
He got nominated for an Oscar, and this was the same year he won for Ray.
He was great in Ray. He was amazing in Ray.
So here's my thing.
He had one.
His style of acting is he's really good at like imitation and imitating people. Yeah. And I know that's like acting. That is acting, but I don't see him like coming up with his own character. He's got to go hang out with the people he's gonna be. And then he's just got to emulate that. That's his acting, and he's good at that. And that maybe comes from like his comedy background and just like mocking people. And he's really good at imitations. Have you like any imitation he's done is hilarious? I think he does one of Eminem. It's pretty hilarious.
For Ray, I see your point there, but where would he get this character is from Max? Like where would
because he went and hung out with watch the thing that Short sent us. He went and hung out with a cab driver for like 5 weeks, and that's
where he met the meticulous guy.
He met a meticulous
cab driver, and
this guy wanted to be a fucking thing. He's the best. He's the best, even though he's just a cab driver. He's the best. That was all this guy's motto. He's literally this guy.
Yeah. Okay. Which, Anthony, I agree with you in that, like, he is really great at that, and he's good at character acting. Like in Ray, he played Ray, and he was great. In Ali, he played a real person who was this really troubled character. He was like a side character. I think he got nominated for Oscar for that too, and he was amazing. But I also don't think he's like, even, what he was great in that I don't think he gets any credit for is Baby Driver. He was fucking awesome in Baby Driver. Jimmy Foxx, he was fucking great in that movie.
He was very good as the villain in that.
Yes, he was amazing because he was playing a tough guy. But I also think that every actor's doing that, Anthony. Like if it's based off of, like, some people might have to pull off of something to be able to do it. They might not be able to like decide on the wing, like this is what it is. They might have to be like, this is who I am, and have to expand in that as an actor. You know what I mean? Like live in the character, be that character. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Like Jamie Foxx or not,
I don't think it's a bad thing.
That's your opinion.
I think
he's a good actor. I think he's a good actor.
I think Jamie Foxx is a world-class performer all around. I think he can do anything.
I mean, he's great in Django. He's awesome in Django.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's a very good actor. Yeah. I don't know if he's an all-time great. He's not going to be in that conversation, but like I think he's a very good actor. He's very talented. Yeah.
He's actually really good in Any Given Sunday too, which was like his first like big.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like there's a lot of really good roles.
I did pose that question.
I love Django.
Is he a good actor? And of course he is. Yeah. My question was his style of acting. But you're right, Django, Any Given Sunday, like those are all.
There's
Any Given Sunday.
There's some bad ones. Yeah,
there's some bad ones.
There's some bad. Like he's got some goofy comedies, but he's also good at those comedic roles of like
a guy like that. He's just
100%. But he did it really fucking well. It was insane how good it was.
When I think of Ray, I think of Jamie Foxx. I don't think of Ray.
Yeah.
Even though there's a movie called The Soloist, I think, where he's like this,
with Robert
he's like
Downey
a homeless
Jr.
crazy guy who plays a violin. Yeah, he's
kind of went full,
pretty good in that.
Kind of went full.
He was great in that.
Full
full R on that one.
Yeah,
he was good in that though.
He was good though.
You know what else he was really good in? Actually,
he got back.
You know what he was good in? He was good in Horrible Bosses as Motherfucker Jones.
Yeah, I was thinking that one too. Like that was a funny small comedic role where it's like it was like a very good cameo kind of reoccurring role.
I think one of his best little roles for sure is Baby Driver though. It's a small role, but he kills it in that role.
Baby Driver's great. I forget about that.
Yeah.
He was in Jarhead too. He had a small role in Jarhead that was pretty good.
Yeah, he was like
the captain of the platoon.
Yeah, Captain Chief or whatever they call those army people.
Bro, you know what's great about that movie is the fucking cinematography. Deakins literally handheld that entire movie. He shot the whole thing.
Jarhead?
The whole fucking thing. Jarhead.
Yeah,
he really went to war
for
it.
Good shit.
Yeah.
He also handheld 1917 for 2 hours.
Yeah. And now that was also Mendes. Mendes directed Jarhead. That was a Deakins Mendes.
He's done all Mendes movies except for like 3.
The first 2 were Conrad Hall.
I'm not sure I've honestly
and
ever
then
seen
Away We Go is not him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, everything so where are we? Are we at the Coyote yet, or have they met?
No. So now we're at he killed the fucking jazz guy, and then they go back into the cab, and this is where his boss calls again. He's like, "Yo, your mom's looking for you," and blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, I got to go visit my mom every night." Tom Cruise is like, "Well, if you visit your mom every night at the hospital, then we got to go because you can't be gone and missing because then people start looking for you, and that means they find me." So they go to the hospital. And this is where Tom Cruise's character was not even more, and where he's like, "Oh, you got to get your mom flowers." She's like, "You can't fucking want flowers." He's like, "She carried you in your room for fucking 12 months. Like, you're going to get her flowers?" And you're like, "Oh, this is weird. This guy's murking people. He's buying people flowers. Fuck's up with that?" 9 months, 12 months, whatever.
Green jacket, gold jacket, gives a shit.
He didn't want to come out. The womb was like island limos. You don't want to leave.
Island boy. All right. So
I'm just in the womb, island boy. Give me 4 more months, island boy. Stupid.
I don't
even have that.
So they go into the room, and you realize that his mom's kind of a character, a little sassy lady, and this is where it's revealed that not only did she not want the flowers because it's a waste of money, but she thinks that her son Jamie Foxx, Max, is a limo driver for his company Island Limos, and Tom Cruise is like, "Oh, this bitch ain't driving no limo," and blah blah blah. But he plays along because he's a nice guy, like you guys are saying.
He's a nice guy,
and
this is like one of his pivotal moments.
This is where he's changing. He's changing here. He's changing
his ways because he was standing in the corner. He's changed
into Maverick. This is the prequel Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun became this guy, and then it goes back to being Maverick. This is the middle of Top Gun movie.
Fucking Kenny Loggins just starts playing. He's standing in the back. He's like upset. He's like, "I don't want to be here anymore. I hate. I want to kill people." And then she's like, "Oh, you bought me flowers?" And he's like, "Yeah." And that's where he changes. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. My mom died when I was young." Backstory again thing you watched. Which is whatever. He does a lot of like shit that you'll never know about, I guess, which is interesting. I don't know if that's a common thing that people do. I guess it is.
There's a lot in this movie that there's things that aren't shown
but then I guess no, they said that. They said they explain it in the movie. His mom died.
And he said his dad died of liver cancer, and after he beat him up a lot, and his mom died when he was young.
He was just kidding.
Right. And he's like, just joke around. Just get joke
around. Yeah.
Was he killing? Was he goofing, or did he do it cold blooded?
He was goofing, and that was after
goofing.
Nah, who knows? We'll never know. But then what? Jamie Foxx gets all mad that
actually
Jamie Foxx,
the way that Michael Mann described it at that point in the thing is that they were competing for the mom's affection. Like Tom Cruise was like Anthony said, Tom Cruise was like, "Oh, I'm bored, I want to go kill people." And then the mom said something, he was like, "Oh yeah, I got you those flowers," and like liked the affection from her. And then Jamie Foxx was like, "Fuck this dude, this is my mom," and then grabs his briefcase. That's how Michael Mann described it. He said these guys were like becoming friends, like because they're actually becoming friends at this point. What'd you say?
Yeah, he's a nice
His
guy.
mom was just trying to bang Tom Cruise. But yeah,
Mom? Oh my god!
yeah.
Imagine Tom Cruise bang the mom right there. That'd been hilarious.
He was like, take the briefcase. I'm gonna fuck your mom.
So Jamie Foxx takes his briefcase, runs away. Tom Cruise chases him. This is where you find out that Tom Cruise basically runs like the T-1000. Like, it's pretty crazy. He's just fucking jetting Mach speed, 25 miles per hour cruise. Like, Jamie Foxx is like, oh shit.
He has.
By the way, in that mind, have you guys
a weird
seen that
front tooth? But he's got a perfect.
Have you
run.
guys seen that that little video of like what Jason does when like you're not looking? It's like Jason sprinting. Because he's always, or Michael Myers. Sorry, it was Michael Myers. It was Michael Myers. Like, it's like when not looking, what Michael Myers is like him like sprinting because he's always catching up to you. It's so funny. And then like cut back, he was like, it's just so fucking funny. Dude.
Just sweating under the mask.
Yeah, it's so funny. Anyway, so Tom Cruise chases fucking Vincent onto this like overpass. And Vincent and Jamie Foxx character throws his briefcase over, gets run over by a truck. And this is one of the coolest shots in the movie is when Tom Cruise looks at him and Jamie Foxx is like, oh shit. And then he starts walking at him. And like the camera like goes into Tom Cruise's face. And then when he takes Jamie Foxx, it like goes with him to the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty sick.
Falls down with him. And it's
sideways. Like both of them are in frame.
It's like them in frame in the middle. There's traffic speeding by on the 10, and then behind that is the LA skyline. It's one of the dopest shots of the movie.
It's pretty sick.
There's some. I mean, when in the alleyway when they find Ramon, when the first body drops out of the thing, and when Ruffalo's over there and they're investigating, those shots are amazing. The city, I feel like they just found the dopest city shots to have the night sky in the background.
That goes back to what I was saying to you about Michael Mann researching cops and shit all the time. They would go to these places, and so Michael Mann always kept track of the places they went. So he uses these actual places that he's seen for these shots.
Yeah,
for these
great shot. Great.
Another thing
that's what reminded me of like Tony Scott movie. This reminds me of like the fucking what's the one where he goes, King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Oh, that's not Tony. That's Anton Fuqua, but that's Training Day.
That's a good LA movie.
Yeah, that's Anton Fuqua, but yeah, that's a great movie.
I'm thinking of
that's
Fuqua then.
Yeah,
because that's what I'm thinking of. Although Tony Scott would have made this crazy too. Does he do LA shit? Yeah, he's an LA guy.
Yeah, I mean he made fucking True Romance, which was LA. True Romance, that was LA. Also, The Last Boy Scout.
Top Gun.
Was that in LA?
Top Gun? I mean, kinda. Right? Wasn't it down south?
That like what's more San Diego?
Yeah.
More down that way.
I heard someone talking about like the Top Gun universe. That's just perpetual sunsets and beaches and beautiful skies and great like handsome people.
Yeah, just playing football topless. Beach football.
I read that Miles Teller
abs
had to shoot
for days.
His ab scene twice. Like they shot the scene, and then like he was like started eating food again, and then like 2 weeks later, they're like, all right, we gotta reshoot that scene on the beach. He's like, what? And he's like, yeah, we gotta shoot in like 2 weeks, so like don't eat anything for like 2 weeks and just work out. He's like, fuck.
My ab continuity is gonna be way off.
You're gonna
that's what they had to do though. He was like, he was worse. It sucked.
Have you watched that movie yet, Schwartz?
You haven't watched Maverick yet?
I don't think I want to watch that.
It's so good.
You're stupid if you don't. It's so goddamn good.
We're gonna make you watch it. For the
I feel like
podcast
I should have seen it. I feel like I should have seen it in theaters though.
Yeah, should have.
Like I missed
but you
out.
fucked
You
up
definitely should have. But if you watch it on a big ass TV, it's still great because the story is actually very good.
You're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it for the. We're gonna watch it for the cast.
We should. Yeah.
Have we done that director? No,
definitely not.
Not.
I'm all about it.
I don't think we've done a Fuqua either.
We have not.
No Fuquas on this podcast.
We could do. I have a Fuqua on my list. Actually,
are you not allowing us to?
I have a Fuqua on my list.
No Fuquas.
Southpaw, the boxing movie. Southpaw.
I have never actually seen that, and I've always been kind of curious to see it, but I've never actually seen it.
It's what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal. It's Gyllenhaal.
Handsome man.
Oh, he's jacked. Yeah, he's a jacked dude. He's also like 60. He's like pretty old too.
Look good.
He's made a lot of good movies though.
Training Day.
Equalizer. Damn, I'm thinking of I thought Equalizer, but they've been making Equalizers even after Tony Scott, so they've definitely known him.
Yeah, he did the Equalizers too. Yeah. Tony Scott had a lot of Denzel Washington too, though. He did like Deja Vu, Unstoppable, fucking Man on Fire. Those are all Tony Scott movies. Yeah. All right, so where are we? Well, we're at
talking about Anton.
Southpaw. Southpaw's on my list. I'll pick it for the next time if you want. It's Anton Fuqua.
Right.
It's really good.
All right, keep it in mind. Keep it on that list.
Keep it on.
But yeah, so they just got out of they're on the fucking overhang thing. They're on the walkway over the 10.
Yeah, he
threw the briefcase.
Lost all his shit, so now he doesn't know who he's got to kill and where he's got to go. So this is where you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen here? So Tom Cruise doesn't kill him, fucking takes him to the ground, and awesome shot we were talking about. Basically, like, all right, let's figure this out. So he tells him he's got to go talk to this dude, and he's got to pretend to be him. And this is definitely Jamie Foxx's best scene in the movie as far as acting goes. Is this scene? This is a pretty great scene, and he pretends to be him, goes into this club.
Yeah, he's good at pretending to be other people.
Talks to
an abrupt sudden confidence.
Talks to Reyes, Alfonso Reyes Torreno, whatever the fuck this guy's name is. He's the big boss, the guy that's hired Tom Cruise to kill these people because he's probably getting the thing that Jada Pinkett's doing is probably against him.
It's motherfucking Javier.
It's Javier. Yeah, Javier Bardem.
Anton Chigurh himself.
Yeah. And it's a good scene. The dialogue's a little yeah, he would say that here. You know what I mean? He's talking about some little guy doing little things and doing things.
Oh, he's
Jamie
talking
Foxx
about
is really good.
The story of Black Peter.
Black Peter
in Santa.
Yeah, that was a kind of a dumb story, but whatever.
It was a very like menacing story, like an Anton Chigurh type would tell.
What was so menacing about it?
He was saying
people are unaware
every
of these
Christmas
evils,
he would give Pedro Negro the list of the naughty kids, and he would go check on the naughty kids, and if they were still naughty, he'd give them some fucking coal. And he was like, do you know what Santa Claus would do to Pedro if he lost the fucking list? Because he lost the list. And he was like, he would not be very happy if he lost the fucking list. And he was like, hey, man. And then he made up some story. Like, he was like, I had a tail, so I threw the list in the freeway.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay. So, tell you one thing, cops are coming to there because you can't do that. And they're going to find that list. And they're going to be like, these seem like people that are dying. And here's 2 more people on the list. So they're probably, that's not the wisest maneuver. If I was Javier Bardem,
I think the point is, though, is that you can't trace it back to anybody. So it doesn't matter if they find it.
And also, like, hopefully nobody saw them run up there, have a little tussle, and throw it over, and then them leave, and then get in the exact same taxi that they've been riding around in all day and drive away. Why do they keep getting in the same taxi?
Yeah, those are some of my issues. Like, they're just these things like,
you got issues?
Yeah, I'm agreeing. Yeah, I'm agreeing with
issues.
those the complaints you just complained about.
What other issues you got?
No, just like the house thing. Some things were just very like conveniently, placed, and like you said, like you'd think they would. Yeah. The
Coyotes is Michael Mann said one night he was driving around downtown LA in a cop, like doing a stakeout, and they saw these 2 coyotes just cross the road, and they made eye contact with the coyotes, and basically it was just like, that was crazy in the middle of downtown LA, and it actually is cool, and it's cool in the movie. I don't give a fuck what you think.
It's also a bad omen. Like a coyote represents something similar to like a black cat in some like, I think like Native American communities or something like that, where it's like if a coyote crossed your path, like that's a bad omen. Like it's bad luck. Yeah, it's so I think that was also like a reference to that. Maybe
I've
like
had to kick a coyote
somewhere.
I was
You're kicking coyote.
I was in
the ruthless out here, dog.
I don't know. There's coyotes out there are fucking, and they don't give a fuck. They'll come right up to you. That's why we were out shooting in the middle of a park in the middle of the night with no lights, and I was out getting getting the shot with the long lens. So I was far in the distance, and they were fucking everywhere. They weren't like, about to attack us, but they were around. They were yipping at us, and then a couple of them came up to us, and I was like, "Get out of here!" And then we had.
Where was this?
I was like,
get out of
here. It was in LA. It was like the Legion Park or something.
out there, like in that area by like the park by like around Dodger area.
Yeah, those savage coyotes out here. They're like garbage
savage,
coyotes,
dude.
Yeah,
they'll come right up to you.
Yeah.
We literally, I was like, can I get someone over here to just keep coyotes away from me?
Yeah, that's why I don't let my cat out at night.
Damn, yeah, you don't want choke.
You know what we forgot to mention? I just realized we forgot to mention is Mark Ruffalo's character and what he's doing. We haven't talked about that once yet.
Basically, trailing the.
He's on the
trail of the dead
of the cruise because he thinks that Tom Cruise has done this before, and that
that's right in the beginning
with the cabbie is the guy really doing the shit, whereas the other people end up thinking that it's Jamie Foxx because they see him physically in the club, which I guess was a good plan by Cruise.
Are we to believe that is Tom Cruise, the story that he told about Oakland? He was like, yeah,
that's how I took it, and that's how I'd like to take it. So I'll think that. Yeah.
I was very unimpressed by this B story. As much as I love Mark Ruffalo, like the shit he was doing was just kind of boring to me.
Do you know why I love the B story?
Because Ruffalo's a badass.
It's over. No,
that's true. He does. He is surprised. You're right. You're right.
Awesome.
I do like how they cut that out.
Your emotions in that
point.
moment are you're like, because you're like, all right, Jamie Foxx, talk to him. All right, he believes Jamie Foxx. We're good. All right, we're all escaping. All right, Tom's over there. All right, he's coming out. He sees Jamie Foxx. We're good. Jamie Foxx is good. He's dead. Jamie Foxx is getting back in the cab. They're fucked. And he just slams into the car next to him, which I laughed out loud. I thought that was hilarious.
No, he shoots him. Jamie Foxx comes out of the club.
I know.
And like you think he's gonna be with him, and then
that's what I'm saying. Like your emotions, because you're like, all right, this is good, and then he goes pow pow pow. And you're like, oh no, that's bad.
That was epic. And Jake, I think the point of it is that like, I don't think that story was ever supposed to be as good as the main story in any way. It's just kind of a cop who has been thinking about this and maybe he can find him. And then it was just kind of insignificant. Which is another thing that he's trying to show you is that like there's so many people like interconnected but don't even know it. And then like, boom, like that guy was in the elevator with him and 2 hours later he's getting shot by him in a parking lot. I mean, that's just crazy.
And they didn't even like, and at no point were they like, hey, didn't I see you in the elevator? And it was just, they were just crossing paths. They just had there had to be something else.
I know you from somewhere.
And it was either that or what? Follow Jada around, watching her doing lawyer shit. Get out of here. I was over her.
But Michael Mann does that.
She maybe more screen time. She had great hair in this movie. I'm just saying.
Michael Mann does
that. We appreciate her looks a little while.
Michael Mann does that in Heat
while you have them ugly ass bitch.
Well, I've only said positive things about Jada Pinkett Smith on this podcast. Let it be known.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Jada.
Oh,
he's talking about you ugly bitch.
Oh.
Anyway, in Heat, he also has those side stories about sides for Pacino and De Niro and a little bit of Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's a very little role in that movie, but he's the third biggest role. And then you got Tom Sizemore's character, you got Danny Trejo's character, and then on the cop side, you got Pacino's buddies who are also the cops, and you got the wives. Both wives have side fucking stories. And then you got the story of Wayne Grow, who kills the guy in the beginning, and then eventually is the guy in the end who De Niro fucking goes back and kills, and they get shot because of that. And then you got De Niro's fucking girl, who he meets in the fucking coffee shop. And then you got the black driver dude who you meet 45 minutes left in the movie, who drives the getaway car, gets shot being in the movie for 10 minutes. So Michael Mann's about these side characters, dude. These side characters kind of drive his movies.
All right.
And that's a lot of people. I don't think Anthony heard any of that, but
no, I was putting my wig on in honor of Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Good side character rant, but
that is hilarious.
I'll rewind it. Well,
you want Freddy Krueger
give me the cliff notes.
Cliff notes. We were just talking about how like Ruffalo's side story he didn't like, and I was like, Michael Mann's kind of all about side characters. And in Heat, I explained all the side characters like Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, Danny Trejo, all the cops' wives, Val Kilmer's wives, the black driver, the dude who gets you meet 45 minutes into the movie. Like, no, he's not Argyle, but he's the guy who's working at the fucking. Remember they go to the diner and they're like, "Yo, you recognize the cook?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's the dude." He's like, "Ask him if he wants to fucking." And they go into the kitchen. He's like, "Yo, you want to fucking be our driver real quick, fucking right now, like $20,000." And he's like, "Fuck it," and then he gets killed. You know him for 20 minutes, and he's dead. Like Michael Mann's all about that kind of shit.
That was
like,
the guy from the unit. That was the insurance guy.
Unit. Yeah, he is the insurance guy.
Good hands.
So I just want to watch the Heat more.
I wish we could
He's
watch
Stop
it,
making.
dude.
Can we just?
And then you got De Niro's girl,
Heat.
who's got the little small role in the movie. He meets her
All
at the coffee shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so many.
Back to this movie.
All right, where are we now?
Shit.
Where are we at? Okay, so what happened was Jamie Foxx goes into the club, talks to this dude, acts his way out of it. He tells him he's got 2 more hits, so get it done. And then the dude's like, listen, if he doesn't fucking, they all know where the next target is. He's at a club. He's like, listen, if he doesn't go fucking do his job here, we're going to kill him at the club. So now you got those dudes and then Fanning, Mark Ruffalo's character, all go into the feds and being like, yo, he goes to the feds and is like, yo, we need your surveillance on this. Like, we're after this dude. We think he's driving around in a fucking cab, murking people. And then this is also where they're like, oh, this dude might be a fucking killer that we saw from back then. You know what I mean? Cut to everybody's going to the fucking club to fucking do this thing. They go to the club. Tom Cruise is murking people with his hands now, snapping necks, snapping fucking knees,
Not
like
as
straight
cool
up
as
taking
John Wick.
people out. I mean, he would beat up John Wick. I think John Wick's a puss.
You're insane.
With guns.
You're insane.
John Wick's no wasted emotion with John
insane.
Wick. There's he's just
John Wick's
He's a-
doing it out of emotion. You killed his dog, dude. That's the only reason why he's doing it.
John
Vincent
Wick
is
is-
one of those random guys John Wick would just take out.
You know
Like
who
you would forget about
you
him.
know who I was actually thinking about Vincent? It reminded me of another Vincent. Vincent reminds me of Vincent in Pulp Fiction. I feel like John Travolta's character has the same
Vega?
demeanor as his character when it comes to life and death. Yes.
I
Vincent
think there's
Vega.
like I think his attitude about life and shit is more aligned with Jules, but he has like the presentation of Vincent a little bit more.
I
kinda
think
see
his
a
attitude is
combined-
Vincent for sure. Oh shit, sick hat, dude.
All right.
Are you Polaris now? You look like Polaris.
No way.
You got the
Polaris?
beard and the long hair and the
Is that
hat.
you?
Kinda goofy,
Stoked to
little
be here,
goof-
bro.
A little bit goofy.
This is just in honor of Jada Pinkett Smith.
All right. Rest in peace, Jada.
R.I.P.
Beautiful,
J.
yeah.
Yeah. So where are we?
So they go to the club. Tom Cruise
There-
is breaking necks,
I
snapping
did-
checks.
I
and-
did. Wait, what'd you say?
I don't know. Didn't make sense. Snapping checks. I meant to say.
I did call
knees.
this the John Wick scene.
Oh, great thing to say. Great thing to add. Good thing. I like that one.
This was
so,
the reminds me of the Heat shootout.
so
scene.
the cops. What? This is nothing like the Heat. Stop thinking about.
I mean,
Heat.
like
You're
the
watching
action.
Collateral.
Oh,
That
sorry,
was
sorry.
so
I'm gonna
much
stop
better.
talking about. Yeah.
The Heat.
No,
well,
I know
it's
exactly.
different
It made me
scope.
want to
It's not
see
even-
the
you
Oh,
can't
Heat.
much
even
Yeah,
better.
compare
sorry,
it.
I shouldn't say anything.
Not
Go
even
on.
on
The
the
Heat
same
shootout is
level.
just the most
can't-
realistic. It's just the most realistic shootout in the history of film. The
I
Heat
can't
shootout
believe it's the
tops
same director.
everything.
Yeah.
So they're all converging in the club. The fucking feds, the cops, the security, the Mexican fucking cartel, Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, they're all going. And then Tom Cruise is killing people. Jamie Foxx is about to get shot, and then Tom Cruise shoots the guy's about to shoot Jamie Foxx, and he's like, "Yo, I got your back." And Jamie Foxx is like, "Fuck, dude." And then fucking
Jamie
Mark
Foxx is
Ruffalo
like,
comes
please
out.
stop saving me. I'm good, man. Leave me alone.
Mark Ruffalo's like, "Yo, it's you." And he's like, "Yo, it's not me. I'm not killing anybody." He's like, "I know, I believe you. I think it's the other guy." He's like, "Oh shit, sick." And then Tom Cruise is in there. He kills the Asian dude with all the bitches. Fucking pop, pop, pop. Kills him 3 times. Kills everybody else. Shoots the Fed guy. Jamie Foxx is walking out. Oh, we already went over this. Jamie Foxx is walking out.
Yeah, I got a little
shoots
excited.
fucking Ruffalo. Tom Cruise shoots Ruffalo, and you're like, all right. So now he's back in the car. They fucking jam out of there. And then Jamie Foxx kind of has a nervous breakdown, decides to crash the car on the fucking middle of fucking
Hardcore.
downtown LA. Fucking turns it. Oh, actually, no, hold on. This is the audio slave moment. After this, they see the coyotes. They see the coyotes. Was that before this? Was it before or after the
think
club with the coyotes?
That was right before this, I think.
before the club.
I think it was right before the club, right after they talked to Mama.
Okay, so they see the coyotes. Bad sign. It cuts to audio slave. Sick song. Audio slave is one of the best bands ever. Fucking sick song. Makes it all like intense. Jamie Foxx is having realizations of like what's his
music
life, what's he
video
been
moment.
doing. Tom Cruise is the same thing. He's like, what the fuck? Pretty cool shit. It's a very existential movie. It's supposed to be super existential. You know what I mean?
I don't know
and
about
then-
that.
What do you mean? It is definitely existential. It talks about it's all about like showing like the difference between how Jamie Foxx thinks and how Tom Cruise kind of opens up his mind. Tom Cruise is fucking showing all kinds of people things like fucking you're gonna die, and then you got fucking Ruffalo's character who's trying his hardest to do things. Like it's all about people doing their job and fucking like living like being good at what they do. You know what I mean? It's like super like it's existential. This is an existential movie.
I agree with everything you're saying except for his existential. But yeah, it is three guys doing their best at what they do. Three guys doing the best at what they do. Is Ruffalo the best at what he does? I don't know.
It doesn't seem
he's
like
trying
he gets
hard.
killed.
He's
he gets
trying
killed
hard.
halfway through the movie.
He's
not
no
that great.
Manhunter. No, he's not. He's like 50% everybody else.
Slick back hair.
He's not the best, but he's the best we got. He's one of those guys.
Definitely a piece of shit, dude.
And
You saw his slick back hair.
I think
Dude, his
the fucking I think the scene
Slick
alone
this hair
when they're
back.
talking when they're talking about like what he should be doing, what he doesn't do, and mixed with the coyote scene, mixed with the scene talking about Paco Negro, like that's pretty existential shit. They're going a little deep there. That's all some deep stuff. Like it's not just your run of the mill fucking cops and robbers movie. Like Heat's the same way. Like
Life is jazz, man.
Most of the movie, you're just like hanging out with these fucking two characters who are just doing the same thing on opposite sides, having women troubles, like doing their job. But their job is to like De Niro's job is just to like steal things, and Pacino's job is just to catch people who steal things. And they just always it's parallel. It's like, you know what I mean? It's all parallel.
all right.
Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with any of this.
I
Where are
agree
we
with
at now?
that.
Someone else to take over.
They crashed the car.
Car
Neither
crash.
of them were
Oh,
wearing
yeah, it's pretty
seatbelts,
sexy.
and in that accident, both of them would have been ejected from the vehicle, and they would have been dead for sure, 100%. I don't know how
Reckless
either of them
behavior.
survived. Reckless, and also that guy's never getting a taxi job again.
Yeah.
Cops don't
the
worry,
aftermath
guys,
of
they'll get you
Max
a
is
new
questionable.
one.
What all went down? Like how Max got away with all this is questionable, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
So the
We'll see
serial
what
Like at
killer
the end of the movie
runs away.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if he got away
I
with it,
know,
but the
I know,
fact is he's got Jada Pinkett,
I know
a
that
lawyer,
helps.
so
That
he's
helps.
probably gonna get away with it.
Oh no,
Probably.
she probably bounced right at the top of the stairs, dude. Well,
like,
thanks.
okay,
I
see you
hate you
later.
too. Bye. So
She went
A
home.
cop
She went home
comes.
to Will.
cop comes, slaps him. Cop comes, says, "Oh, everything's gonna be fine," but then finds the body of Raymond in the trunk, and is like, "Oh shit, we gotta fight." Oh, but right before that, Tommy Cruise. Oh well, right before that, we realize who his last victim is. We didn't really get to that point.
Jada. No, that happens right here. That's why Jamie Foxx leaves the cop. He sees in the crash, he sees the computer and it shows a picture of her. and
Oh,
puts two
he
and two
sees it
together,
right there.
steals
Yeah.
the cop's gun,
So
ties the
he
cop, tells
knows.
the cop to
So
cuff
Tom
himself.
Cruise knew that it was Jada. That was the same person the whole time. No, he couldn't.
No,
have
Tom
known.
No,
Cruise
he
has
didn't
no
know
idea.
that. No,
Yeah,
he
Tom
didn't know
Cruise
that at
has
all.
no idea.
Okay,
He never saw Jada.
no.
No, he saw when they were
Saw.
like in the same building. He was like
Yeah.
scouting out the building when he picked up Tom.
Yeah, but
when
he didn't
picked
know
up
that was
the-
her, like who she was.
No,
he
he
didn't know
did
that
not
was his
know.
mark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, he
was
mentioned that, like, he
scouting
met
the
a girl, but that was kind of it.
building in the
Yeah.
beginning.
He
was doing
his thing, chicken wing.
That was sick. I didn't even realize that. This hair's making me smarter. I can see why Jada does it.
So yeah, they.
What happens? Oh yes.
Jamie Foxx's character steals the cop's gun. But we should go back on the crash for a second. Like the scene right there is the first scene where Jamie Foxx actually does something about anything. And that's, I think, that was supposed to show. Like he literally is like, all right, well, I'm gonna crash this fucking car. If we die, we die. If I die, I die. It's whatever. Like
It's the
I'm
first
not
time
dealing
he
with
took
this
control
bullshit
of his
anymore.
own life.
Took control of shit, exactly. And he crashed it. And the fact
He
is, they both
changed.
survived. They got lucky. Tom
They
Cruise
both
runs
changed.
away. He takes the cop's gun, and they both go into the same place coincidentally, and they don't really.
They
Tom
gotta
Cruise
go
Don't know it.
So
kill
the
and then also save Jada Pinkett.
upcoming scene is the best shots of the movie. I think is when
In the dark rooms.
is from the point of view of when he's on top of the parking garage looking
Into
through the
there.
window. He sees both of them. I love that the shots of Tom Cruise in her office and then the rack focus is to him.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, that was dope.
And then just it's just all those shots out of the windows, through the windows, up in between those two. The fact that he was like, he busts in the door and it was a little like MacGuffin, and that we thought he was busting in her door, but not busting in her door. We thought he was going to her, but she wasn't in her office. She was in the library. It was great. All that was great. I loved it.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise was just like T-1000 again, just fucking breaking through doors, dude.
You want to hear fun facts? That building they wanted, it was 777 South Figueroa Street. It was the parking garage was a part of that building. It was a perfect part of that building, but they had to get special permission because it was used by the Secret Service of the United States. They only had a few hours under strict supervision to be on top of the building, get the scene that they needed, and then be escorted out quickly. Thank you for fun facts with Tony.
Sick.
That's cool that you can be a filmmaker and be like, yo, do you Secret Service guys, you think you can maybe give us like 3 hours? They're like, you know what, Michael Mann? We love Heat so much that we'll do this.
Dude,
like, we saw
shit
Heat, so yeah.
we've gotten away with just for shooting trash TV. Imagine shooting a quality feature film and having respect for that, and people be like, yeah, whatever, dude, you can come in my back door all you want.
I saw Heat. I saw Last of the Mohicans.
Dude, Heat took over the city.
Yeah.
That's the third best LA movie of all.
With Al Pacino and Russell Crowe. That's a pretty great Michael Mann movie too.
I think I saw that one.
It's a good one.
What's your favorite LA movie? I'm saying La La Land.
LA Drive. I think that's the coolest shot LA ever. Just so weird. It's like whimsical LA. Still great though. I think Nicholas Winding Refn. I think Neon Demon's a pretty good LA movie too. Same director, obviously.
Very LA though.
Yeah.
Can't remember the LA-ness of it.
He's probably up there. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is probably the first LA I ever had because that's the first LA movie I saw that was set in LA. Probably.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a really good one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction is a great LA movie, but it's not like a love story to LA like this is. That's that's all Valley stuff, and it's not like it's like shot where he can shoot it rather than
sure. But I still, when I thought of LA, that's how I thought it looked. But when I saw it, I thought, actually, you know what? I'm wrong. You know what movie was my first LA movie? Last Action Hero.
That's a good one.
Schwarzenegger movie. That's pretty good depiction of LA.
I always think of
that's how I think
the
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Like
even
that,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who knows? Those are two great LA movies, though.
Another good one is Nightcrawler.
Oh, Nightcrawler is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah,
Nightcrawler is this simple idea, but the character is so good, and the way it ends. I watched it like a week ago. The way it ends, you're just like, fuck, all right. Yeah. Like Nightcrawler is one of the best, in my opinion. Nightcrawler is probably my top 50 movies of all time.
Now that guy didn't have any fucking care for life.
No, that's a whole other level of psychopath. Amazing.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal should have won an Oscar for that fucking role.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal fucking killed.
Come to my house, Jake.
He's really good.
An Oscar.
Yo, so Southpaw, the Antoine Fuqua movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's a fucking monster in it. Dude. He's a fucking boxer. He's like huge, and he's this fucking crazy motherfucker. We should watch it.
I'm a fan of JG.
Yeah.
Oh, big fan.
It's
JG.
good. He's good.
And JGL to be since we're on the topic. Now, watching this movie made me think of Nightcrawler a lot, and made me think of my time on that Nightcrawler-esque show that I did.
Yeah.
That's when I was like seeing coyotes, and I saw bear. Like I saw a lot of weird shit at night. I love Night LA really cool is some of my is just favorite overnight LA, not just night LA. And like when everyone goes, because LA shuts down at 2, or it used to. I don't know. I think they changed the law, but LA shut down at 2, so only the freaks were out after 2, and that's a long time. 2 to 6 a.m. is a long time for freaks to wander the streets.
I always just love driving through like say like on the way home from a job, like if you get off late, like midnight or even like 2, whatever, like late at night, and it's like the freeways are wide open and you're just cruising through the city. It's just like such a surreal place.
Yeah. I think Drive sets that pretty well. Drive shows those like surreal shots.
Just when you get like a gap in traffic on the 405 and you like for 1 second, you look behind you and there's nobody behind you, and I was like, oh my god! And obviously more cars come, but
everybody.
yeah, it's like you can get like that shot. I have a friend who's always like, you can get that shot of like the street empty for like 2 seconds, and it looks dystopian, but just for 2 seconds. He's like, I always wanted to get that shot and like make a dystopian movie.
I mean, fucking, it was weird when COVID was going on, when like all the highways were fucking completely empty. It was like pretty rad to drive around at times.
Just
it would take me
all over
fucking
the road like Seinfeld episode.
It takes you like minutes to get to Hollywood. It's like, what the fuck? I didn't realize Hollywood's so close. And
all right, let's end this fucking movie. We're close.
LA, we're love. Yeah.
I used to be there. I wasn't there for COVID. So
Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah.
Where are we? Where are we?
They go to Jada Pinkett Smith's office.
Oh, yeah.
They escape the office.
All the shit
They're
Anthony
shooting
talked
each other.
about, which was the shots he talked about, which were Jamie Foxx trying to warn Jada Pinkett that Tom Cruise is coming for her. Tom Cruise is in the building already, searching for her, and it's all intercut through these dope shots Anthony was talking about, which are awesome shots for sure. And then eventually, Jamie Foxx shows up in the room with Tom Cruise, and he shoots him. He shoots him in the fucking ear, and hey, they start fleeing. They flee downstairs into the metro line. They get on the metro, and then Tom Cruise gets on, and they're going for a while. Which I thought the scene that was great too. Like the door opening and Tom Cruise getting out, just pointing the gun and like waiting for them to come out. That was pretty sick. That was
the whole like them going, the lights, the way the lights were turning on, like the trailing as the electricity passed it through, and him coming through, and then finally find them hiding.
The shot. How about the shot of Tom Cruise? How about the shot of Tom Cruise when he gets to the back of the train? It's like the train whizzes past and it turns around. Tom Cruise back, and then it shows it's like a go into the glass. And he's just like it goes into his face. Like
that was some more T-1000 show.
That was sick, dude. That was awesome.
That was those random superhero moments with him, or superhuman moments, I should say.
How did he get on that train?
Hops on.
Dude, he's trained. He was he's John Wick trained. He's like a John Wick.
He's better than John Wick. Wait, no, he's not as good as John Wick.
Yes, he is. He's better. You're right. You want to say it? Your subconscious tells you. You know.
No, I don't have a subconscious.
Now we all know. Now the world knows.
You know what I do have?
Like, I don't think he's far off, but John Wick is
better. Maybe you think John Wick's cooler because it's Keanu.
I love Keanu. He turns into
he just does more. He does more impressive things
in his change, in his full metamorphosis of personality. When he metamorphized.
John Wick wanted to have been killed by Max.
Hell no. Boom.
What happened?
John Wick wouldn't have been killed by Max. John Wick would have fucking easily
that's my only
situation.
That's my only problem with this movie was the ending. We're about to get there. I was about to say is I don't understand why Tom Cruise died. I don't get it. Like
he got shot.
I feel like it would have been so much cooler if well, yeah, he does get shot by Jamie Foxx. So much cooler if he literally just murked them both and bounced. That would have been so sick.
He's the villain.
That would have been so sick.
Bad guy, dude.
Yeah, but come on, bad guys.
And then he becomes that
story,
self-fulfilling philosophy of the whole like guy,
prophecy?
The guy on the train,
philosophy,
philosophy, the prophecy,
philosophy, yeah,
a sloppy prophecy,
exactly.
Snuffleupagus?
Perfect.
Snuffleupagus.
So they get in a little gunfight. Pop. Jamie Foxx ends up shooting Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is mortally wounded.
Yeah.
Loses all his motor skills. Sits on a thing and says to Jamie Foxx one thing he said to him earlier in the cab when they were talking and getting to know each other, which was that LA is a very distant place, and he read about this guy gets on a cab or gets on a train, dies, rides around with people like for a while, and no one notices. And then as he's dying on the train, he says, "You think anybody will notice?"
That prophecy.
And then that's it.
Exactly. And I think he chose not to kill Jamie Foxx because he had nothing to gain and that he cares for life.
I agree with you that I think he respects the fact that Jamie Foxx took himself to try to save himself, and he ends up getting the best of him. So he does not kill him for that reason. I agree with you there. But I still do think he's cold-hearted.
He's not. There's never really signs of revenge, or he's never a vengeful person.
Well, I think if you
especially toward the end when he changes.
If you kill people the way he does and you're trained the way he is, you deal with people the way you do, and you're obviously had a lot of training to do this, you're under the mindset of like you could die.
And
like,
you
I
also
think you're
get
okay with
jaded.
it.
You when you
Like,
do
you're
something
okay
every
with it.
when you do something every day,
Survivalist.
regardless of what it is, even if it's killing someone, you're gonna get jaded by it. I kill people every day. I know it's weird, but I do it all the time. It's weird. It's
Tired
fucked
of
up,
that.
but I do it all the time, and it doesn't really, it's not. It's gonna stop affecting you at a certain point if you do it enough.
So I think this movie's
I've only
great,
done
though.
it a couple times, so
I think the look of it's great. I think I think this is a top 3, maybe 4 Tom Cruise role. I think that Michael Mann's movies are all pretty amazing. I like all of them, most of them at least. Out of the 10 he's made, I like 8 of them. I think this is top 3 probably. Heat, Ali. I mean, Last Mohicans is pretty great. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but that's a pretty great movie. Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Heat, Manhunter,
watch that?
Collateral, top 3.
You got to watch The Insider, and you got to watch Ali if you haven't. Ali's pretty great.
Yeah, I gotta fill in some gaps, but
Ali's amazing. It's Emmanuel Lubezki, so it's fucking pretty.
so I read somewhere about like them shooting, like why he died, because in the end he's just like Jamie Foxx is just shooting erratically, and
Yeah.
Tom is doing his like 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. And I want to say it said something you see on the because the door, I don't know why this is a bulletproof door, but one of the theories was the door because Tom Cruise
It's
is
where
trying
it
to
was on Jamie Foxx's body.
Tom
The
Cruise
door
is
was
trying to
covering
get
bop, bop, bop.
yeah, so he hits the metal part rather than the windows, which Jamie Foxx is just randomly shooting through the window, so he got one through. Which is another thing about him changing his ways, not Tom Cruise, but Jamie Foxx, because he is trying to get Jamie Foxx to change, trying to man up a little bit.
100%, I'll agree with that.
I
will
think
agree with that.
I think Fox
I'll agree
changes.
with that.
And so
Max changes.
Jamie Foxx changes.
Jamie Foxx does change by fucking manning up, but who doesn't change his ways? Mr. Tom Cruise. He's to his stringent professional ways of 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, and because of that, he hit the metal part of the door, and I guess there's Kevlar in that, so that stopped his bullets. But
I can get behind that. I'm cool with that.
I was trying to find it. I don't know where I read that.
Tom Cruise character win, but it's fine.
But yeah.
All right. Well,
stupid.
Michael Mann, good director.
Michael Mann,
great
2
movies.
ends.
Watch his movies. He's got a new movie coming out about Enzo Ferrari, starring Adam Driver.
Sick. I'm a big F1 fan these days, as you can tell by the hair.
Pretty dope.
I'm a big Adam Driver fan, so
as you can tell by the dick sucking,
everybody wins.
One more fun fact: Debbie Mazur was in this movie of Empire Records.
She was a lady
fame.
in the begin's arguing with her boyfriend. Yeah, she's like, you know what? Last time I checked, you're fucking me. So then it cuts off.
She's credited as like intelligent young woman or something, but she's also Regina in Beethoven's Second. She's the dog napper in Beethoven's Second, one of my favorite childhood movies.
She's also the mistress in Goodfellas of old main character.
Michael Mann, you the man. Eddie Norton
You gonna rate this thing?
Offered both roles.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
I also heard that when it was not Michael Mann directing it, it was going to be Adam Sandler as the cab driver and Russell Crowe as Tom Cruise. Which
I think Adam Sandler was attached the whole time, and
Adam
it was
Sandler?
only because something like
As the cab driver,
a schedule. So there was a scheduling issue. Like Spanglish went over calendar, and it would have been Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah,
it
well, good thing he won awards for that one.
Yeah, he would have gotten that Oscar for sure.
Spanglish. Yeah, I give it a rating Collateral 2004 by Michael Mann. I'm gonna give it a solid 6.0.
Wow. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna give it 7.4. I think I said top Cruise, top Michael Mann, both fucking legendary. That's what they do. So
I thought 6.0 was high. All right, I'll give it 6.5 because I did like it.
We're doing that at 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm sticking at 7.4.
I was
Six is like a D.
thinking, yeah, exactly. 6 is
All
like
right,
a
7,
D.
8, 7.8. I'm gonna give it a low
If we're
B.
Yeah, if we're going off that, I
We're
was
going
gonna go
low B. You got to give it like 8 or 8.1. 8.1 is a low B.
78.
7.
Or a
High
high
C.
C. I'm cool with that. I give it a
I'm
give it
drinking
a
a high
C. I
C
give it a
right
C
now.
plus.
Right.
Actually, if we're going, all right, hold on, because I don't agree with
Hold
that.
on.
Then. Because I think if we're going by like 90 to 100 is A, 80 to 90 is B, and 70 to 80 is C, then I'm giving it an 8.4 because I give it a B. I give it a B for sure.
You
I
ever
give
been
it
to
an
school
8.4.
before?
Fuck you. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that
Yes.
how it is?
I don't
All right.
think it's exactly. Well,
Like
I give
90s
it-
were
we're gonna do this on a
A,
bell
80s were
curve.
B, 70s. Right.
I give it an 8.4 then, not a 7.4, because it's definitely a B.
I'm still sticking with like a 7.1.
Whatever.
that's terrible.
I'm giving it a B.
That's terrible.
I'm giving it a B.
Whatever.
Out of
Be like
normal
a
A,
C
B's, and
plus,
C's,
B minus movie.
D's and F's.
I give it an 8.4.
I'm giving it a B
8.4 to 10.
minus.
8 point.
B minus
Round
for
it.
Collateral.
That's an 8. Solid 8 movie. Love it, hate it, watch it. It was worth a
Relationship
while, I
with Jake
guess.
Golden.